In any case, welcome once again to Erratically Moving Shadows, seeking some kind of truth.
You remembered. Sorry. You remembered to do the funny.
It's not the name?
It's Dancing Shadows, finding answers.
Ah, no. yes. Dancing Shadow Shock. Do the groove thing.
Do the groove thing.
Oh, yeah. Do the groove thing!
They said they were just going to make the title more and more confusing every time they said it.
I approve of this notion.
I'm so glad that it was remembered.
Alright. I said I'd do it, and so I do it. In any case. Today, once again, you've been sitting here together with them for well over an hour, but we are joined by a new player. Everyone, meet CeeLo.
Hi.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
So, before we begin, introduce us to who you've made for us today.
Well. Hello.
Hello.
My name is Ozzy. I am a wizard from Silver Quill. What's it called?
House.
The Silver Quill House.
College.
From the College of, well, it's all a house, and then it's I forget what's the college name.
Strixhaven. The
Hello.
school is Strixhaven. The college.
I'm Ozzy from Strixhaven, of the Silver Quill House, and well, I'm a Valdakan. Do not be alarmed by my blue skin, for that is normal. I am wearing the school uniform, which is a black and white ensemble with how do you it's a black and white like kind of button shirt.
Hold on, I got you.
I can't wait to make a blue in the face
I
joke.
love the "don't be frightened by my blue skin." All of us are much stranger looking than a human with blue skin.
I literally have white scales.
I am made of rock.
We have a bird, we have a snake, we have a...
Hey.
A dragon.
A dragon, a
And you know-
changeling.
And a bird.
Sometimes people just
changeling,
get scared
yeah.
of blue people. That's just something that happens.
Yes,
Blue Man Group,
there was
Blue
a
Man
wizard
Group.
who was so frightened
Why do you
of
look blue in
tiny
the face?
blue people that he decided to kill them and eventually eat them.
He turned blue.
His name was Gargamel.
Are you going to
Nom, nom, nom,
the
nom, nom.
bard so that you can become the Blue Man Group?
Oh my god. I don't need to be a bard to be a Blue Man Group member.
Yes, you do. They're all musicians.
Yeah.
I can play music without being a bard.
But then it's not. I mean, fair. But like, come on.
To be fair, but could you actually call what they do music?
I do.
Yeah,
It's
I do.
performance arts.
they collaborate. Oh, that's still bardic. Have you not seen a dance bard
So-
before?
This is the uniform that he wears. On the left, you have the female. On the right, you have the male.
Those
Huh.
are looking funky fresh. God.
I'm gonna need images of those later, cause
That
hello, I'm
doesn't
gonna
even
put.
look like it's out of D&D. That's so cool.
I am probably gonna end up drawing them
That's
at some
because
point.
it's not. It's from Magic the Gathering. But
Wait.
Still, it doesn't look fantasy. That looks so cool. Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god.
that whole set was stylish as hell.
Spaceman!
Could you send it into the Discord?
I think
Oh,
we've
first?
Yes, I
read
will.
the introduction for long enough.
Thank you.
You should continue with your introduction.
Currently, I am speeding towards the floor.
You're what?
All right. No. I'll work that into the thing, but
Okay. I do my best to be outgoing, though I fail most of the time. I like to study a lot.
Oh.
In fact, that's currently what I'm doing. I am out to find more mystical magics out there. So yeah, that's me.
I feel like you're gonna have a fun time with Jimmy because she has the skill to read just all writing. You know,
All right.
All right.
All right.
Just because
I'm
you
sorry.
can read
Alright.
it doesn't mean you know how to say the words.
Yes. I have a speech
Yeah.
problem. I'm sorry.
Okay. So in new creative stuff, I put the uniforms as well as a basic male Vidalkin.
Okay.
And yes, they do look like they're in the Blue Man group.
Yes.
I'm gonna make so many blue jokes.
Blue dabba dee dabba die.
So, from what I recalled, we did end our session last time with defeating some enemies.
Yes.
Frog.
So
Yeah.
Frogos.
last time you all had approached one of the blimp drivers because you ended up in a place called what was it? Fallen Downs? No. It involved the downward direction. Downfall, I believe it was. Yes, Downfall. You were in a village called Downfall, which is inhabited by frog people and their pet giant toads. Or maybe they're toad people with pet giant frogs. Who knows? Nobody bothered to ask. In any case.
I
You didn't
mean,
want to
there was
assume.
one
That
time
would
with
be rude.
Bip. No, we figured it out pretty quickly because of Bip's shield.
What?
Ah, yes.
Ah, yes. The
When
talking
Bill
dwarf
said that the big thing was a bad frog, the shield said that it was a bad frog.
Yeah.
And the three
Bad frog.
yes, and then the three frog people were like, Toad!
Yeah, so
Apologies, bad toad.
so it was a case of frog people with a pet toad. So
Now then, but you approached one of the blimp drivers because they had the ability to take you over, but they needed another blimp because of the size of your party. And the only other competent pilot of the area had been a bit down. Something affected their giant toad pet, and they asked if you could just check it out because they've been acting a bit weird as well. One of the symptoms being they didn't have a shadow. Oops.
yeah.
Oopsie.
So
They
you
also
decide to
need privacy.
check it out. You open the door, and all you see is a giant frog, toad face in your face, and it proceeds to leap out, destroying the thatch roofing and coming into the bright sunlight, revealing yes, it does not have a shadow. A couple of you ran into the building and
No,
found several.
We didn't.
No, one
Richard-
person did.
One
Richard,
person did.
Richard
did, that's
opened
right.
up the door to see who else is in the building, sees the frog folks without shadows, and he closed that door, not entering
Yes,
the building.
that's
the door
right.
and stepped in, went, fuck
And
that,
then-
and stepped back
and
out
then-
and shut the door.
You're right. And then the frog people proceeded to leap out through the open hole in the roof, as well as try to kick out through the door in order to face all of you,
Yep.
revealing that yes, they didn't have shadows either.
And then I smacked
Maya-
them with a stick.
Became a giant snake bitch and wrapped around the toad in order to hold it in place. And while this was going on, Bip laid down the law and said that they were a bad frog, inflict wounds on it and literally killing the bloody thing.
A second level inflict wounds, I might add. I made
Second
sure it
level
was down.
inflict wounds.
And it was to the toad.
And it was indeed to
The toad's
toad.
head, explicitly. So it was already going to not have a good day.
Suffice it to say, everyone else was rather easy to clean up. And once everything was said and done, you had garnered a small bit of attention from the locals.
I mean, the locals were already watching, technically, from the
Yeah.
beginning, so...
And in fact, they were actually very offended that one of their own would attack guests, but didn't quite lift a finger to help. After all, it didn't really involve them.
Fair
Plus,
enough.
as we know, it's called karma.
Yes?
Oh my god.
Are we going to switch over to the map?
I love how they
Yes.
completely ignored it.
What?
Because certain someone said it was called karma, and I'm like, yes.
No.
I chose to ignore it.
It was for the best.
Yes, it was for the best.
I love this map.
Right? So, as you do a little bit of cleanup, the only thing that was left behind, aside from Art smacking one with his staff and causing gold coins to scatter all over the place like he struck a pinata, the only thing really left behind were their spears, which are of passable quality, and, you know, their bodies. But as you watch, the bodies actually start dissolving once the life has left them.
Oh, ew.
Oh.
They don't melt per se, it's more like they gradually disintegrate into dust.
Jimmy's gonna look back and see if the other the frogs are seeing this as well.
Yes, and they are horrified.
That wasn't us.
That's
Only I
not.
was gonna say.
Jimmy kind of raises her hands up slightly when she said that.
I'm just gonna offer some prayer for the frogs that just turned to dust.
Quick question, who are you praying to?
The death god.
Fair enough.
What's
Also, is your mic okay?
When
mine?
is it? When is
Yeah.
it okay?
Yeah, it's fine. I'm driving. I can still do everything though.
Okay.
We are in the car, understood.
Oh god, we're in the car.
Alright! Ah!
Yeah, it won't be long. I'm on the way back. I thought that we had a little bit more time because we were taking so long, so I went to grab something.
You're
really quick.
fine. You're fine.
Okay.
So, the three bullywugs, that's what they're called. I keep on forgetting. Just huddle together, whispering, occasionally look at you guys before one of them hops off into this building right here.
Uh-oh.
We're fucked.
Jimmy's gonna hug Sparky
Nice.
slightly.
Yeah, Sparky, as a reminder, didn't do too well because the large toad decided that Sparky was a snack.
I
Yeah.
didn't like that. I didn't like that. That's why it was a bad code.
What's your passive perception again, Jimmy?
Her passive perception is shit because it's a 12.
Better than
She's the lowest one out of the group, I think. In perception
no,
wise.
I am. I actually am.
I think I accidentally deleted somebody. One moment.
Oh god.
I've got an 11, by the way, to clarify.
So go ahead and roll perception for me, Jimmy.
Okay.
I accidentally deleted Holmina.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
terribly
I'm gonna
sorry.
have shit rolls
Oh,
today.
sweet Jesus.
I'm gonna have shit rolls today. I'm not gonna have any. I'm not gonna have any. Yeah, I'm not gonna have good rolls today. Lady Lux is not really
Okay.
like giving me any good rolls.
Sparky just doesn't look their usual energetic self. Part of it is they were covered in sticky gunk, but that was cleaned off. But they're just looking a little limp in your arms.
Sparky, you okay?
Translation: I'm tired.
Jimmy will just Jimmy will just kind of like a fucking towel, just like put him on her shoulders.
Holmina,
let
since you're close by, I'll let you do a perception as well.
Okay. 2 seconds.
No, I'll roll it for you.
Okay.
Because I forgot that you were driving.
And
I had roll 20 up, so I can just click it.
No. Holmina gets it. Holina, you actually noticed that Sparky's shadow is a little light.
I knew it! I fucking knew it! She's gonna quietly watch and just kind of. She's not gonna do anything or say anything. She's just gonna watch for now.
Okay.
She's like very. She seems to be very cautious of such a thing happening, especially to Sparky. If it can happen to something that isn't conventional, like a familiar, then she's gonna view it as this is an opportunity to observe it. It's like an observational thing.
All right. So, Seamus Richard isn't here, else he'd be able to spot it easily. But
Yeah.
he's not.
I'm sorry.
So,
I'm sorry.
No, you're
sorry.
fine.
Just hope Sparky doesn't die as a result of that.
oh no, it's fine. In
He
any
probably
case,
just needs a good rest.
so, taking into account earlier perception rolls that were made. As you're talking, one of the bullywugs hops over and seems about to say something when you notice an odd whistling sound coming from above. Sparky just kind of looks up, and who else heard it?
So,
I got like a 23.
in a response
Maya, that's right.
in the response to Sparky looking up, because Jimmy's gonna be probably paying attention to Sparky a little bit more, she's gonna also follow his gaze up.
And Maya, you also hear this sound as you folks look up, if you choose to. You notice a cloud of pink high above,
Oh,
and then something just kind of like pop out of it, like little streaks of pink cloud following after them in a stream. And originally it was going straight, but now it's something's going on. It judders around a bit, and it just starts to fall. Azzy.
what?
On this fine day, you were using one of these school-approved flying brooms, which are school-approved because they only work on school grounds.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
As you were going to possibly your next class, which is clear across campus, which hence required you to utilize the broom, you flew through some odd clouds, which isn't a first, obviously. Some of the mages who were probably on weather detail just decided to leave some up as some kind of art project, obviously, because, you know, one of them was pink. And then you went through it. You find yourself not anywhere near Strixhaven, though the entire area looks like Witherbloom had a field day. And the enchantment on the broom starts jittering. Before it starts falling.
Uh-oh.
For everyone else, you notice that as it gets closer to the ground, there is someone holding tightly to a broom. So, first things first, CeeLo. CeeLo? There we go.
He cut it out so perfectly.
Yeah.
And he's free fall. Anyway,
Would I notice the man falling out of the sky?
well, that depends. Jimmy, would you or Maya say something?
Guys!
Okay.
Jimmy instantly
I'll
points
say yes.
in the sky and screams.
What?
Okay.
So,
So
look up.
have I noticed now that they've shouted about it?
Now that they've pointed it out, I'm not even gonna make you roll. Though
Okay.
funny if you did roll and fail.
Okay, can I do a thing to try and save the man falling out of the sky?
What would you like to do?
I would like to use mold earth and make like a corkscrew slide up into the sky that he just slides down.
Checks out.
What's my trajectory?
Let's see. Your trajectory. So you popped out like somewhere far up here. So I'm just going to literally pull your icon onto the thing.
I'm glad that I'm not gonna have to save this one.
So
I'm just making.
I'm
here,
the only one with a
funny.
flying that has no
Your-
character capacity.
going hold on. Where is it? You're going this way.
Wait, what?
So you are, if you look in the middle, like if you scroll, if you zoom out,
Okay, hold on. It's gonna take
I'm
me a
gonna
second.
ping you.
Well, also I'm
Oh, I see him.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I'm going
So-
which way?
And you are going down that way.
Okay. Why won't this thing work? Ah! Ah! I'm trying to
So-
regain control.
well, Mina's gonna look to the rest of the group. Should I do something about that?
Probably I
Throw them onto the slide.
So where are you making your slide? Because you are.
You're finally here, Byron. Welcome.
Okay, so since I'm stood like here, I'm gonna use like this entire tile here if my ping will work. This tile here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have a giant corkscrew slide.
He's way out there though, so I don't know.
I'm actually
Um,
entering this way. So
Yeah.
I'm going
You said he's getting thrown. Like, hold on, how do I can't draw lines as a player apparently.
You
Oh,
can.
the
So
spiral!
on the left, where you see like where the mouse
Oh, the ruler.
icon
Like
and
the
all
ruler.
that is the ruler. Yeah.
yeah, I'm going that
Okay.
Is
way.
it?
You're
You said
going-
it's this direction, right?
Yeah, I
Yes.
thought they were coming in this way. Yeah.
No.
Technically, yes, but they're all the way out there, so there's
Also-
no guarantee that he's going to land anywhere near your slide.
I'm
Um,
going the I'm not going exactly straight.
He's swerving. He's
I'm
he's
kind of
swerving.
trying
zipping
to.
around
Muriel's internet
swerving.
went out.
Then instead of building it there because that's just stupid, I'm going to run like up this way. I have to switch to the thing. I'm gonna run this way
It's all
Okay.
and
Alright.
then like up this way. And I'm not sure if we're still technically in combat or not, so I'm not sure how far I
So
can move.
technically, you are for the express purpose of a couple of abilities. These abilities being, "Hey Maya, you're still huge."
Initiative is still active.
Yes.
Also,
So to tell
I
you
will
what
move
you
myself
missed,
back.
buddy, because we only just started.
It's not my turn.
So, the bullywugs and the giant toad, after they were confirmed killed, started
Yeah.
to dissolve into dust.
Okay.
And then, after all of that was said and done, people noticed specifically. Okay, hold on. What's your perception again? Your passive?
Something unreasonable. Hold on.
Something unreasonable.
isn't it like a
Good
13?
response.
It's always a good response.
21.
That's right.
Aw.
I'm not even gonna make you roll.
That's right.
'cause you
It's
were
your
right next
fucking
to them.
perception.
You would have noticed.
It's not
that
your perception.
Sparky's-
It's your. Sorry. Never
Oh.
mind.
No, go ahead.
I mistaken your fucking ability to speak for your perception. My bad.
Hmm.
Because it was your persuasion that
Okay.
has a plus 13 to it. Never
Yep.
mind.
So you would have immediately noticed, because Sparky was looking a little exhausted, that Sparky's shadow was a little light, like some of the visiting carnival folk from the Shadowfell.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Homina also noticed this. She just didn't bother doing anything.
And
She didn't say
then-
anything.
as one of the bullywugs came up to talk to you guys, all of a sudden you noticed a whistling sound coming from high above. You look up, you notice a cloud of pink, and somebody fly out of said cloud of pink. They were originally flying in a straight line, and then suddenly they weren't and started plummeting. And it looks like they're holding on to some kind of long, thin object. And they are screaming their heads off. Their head off. They only have one.
Heads?
Welcome to the campaign, CeeLo.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
I mean, I guess we could say the same to you, Viral, for the campaign.
While like we've got Art making a spiral slide, right?
Well, trying. The thing is, I don't think they'll be able to get there. So we're going to stay in turn order. So
Why do I
what
have to
I'm
roll
going to
initiative?
do is I want you, Azzy, to roll initiative.
I'm not in the order for some
Lovely.
reason.
Yeah, I'll have you re-roll initiative. I
Lovely.
accidentally
How do you roll initiative in this thing?
So first you click your token,
Okay.
and then with
It's all
your
the way over
character
here,
sheet
very
up,
tiny.
with your character sheet up, click
Okay.
initiative.
Okay.
Oh fuck!
Wait, are we all
you
doing
got me?
initiative again?
No, you guys are still up from last time. I just can't
Oh.
remember what Holmina
Will it
rolled last time.
please work? It's not letting me select my token.
Helmina was...
Just put me as 8. I'm trying to get my token to work.
Hold on, I got you. Don't know why it's not letting you select your token, but
It might be because I was signed in on my phone.
Oh,
probably.
why did I hear double mic? Oh boy.
Huh?
Oh, you're talking through the website as well.
Oh.
I'm impressed. The audio quality on the site is like indistinguishable from Discord.
Oh, good. I don't have to change anything.
Huh? There we go. Should be good now.
So the first one is me. The second one is my boy.
Ah,
Oh, whoops.
why does it
That's
say?
the- There we go.
Oh, okay. I made a character sheet specifically for Inkling. If you didn't see it, so I'll go ahead and pop them up.
You don't have to. I just wanted to roll it just cause.
I know.
Because
But
like they're
I'll
not gonna
put-
be doing anything.
I'll put them onto the turn order anyway.
Okay. So I am 11 actually, even though it says I'm 5. Which actually, what I'll do is I'll just go like that.
And they are 5.
Not 18.
So fixing this. All right. So with the turn order said and done, Bip,
Me.
what would you like to do to save this plummeting man?
Let's see. Let me see what I can do to see, because I'm pretty sure trying to catch the man is a horrible idea. I am tiny. I might get squished.
To be fair, you're not tiny. You're small.
I am tiny compared to most normal-sized people.
Oh!
That is normally how being small works, yes.
Therefore, my statement is not inaccurate.
It
Fair.
is not.
No falsivity in the statement.
Mm.
I'm just imagining a blue Harry Potter plummeting to the ground below.
Oh my god, I do not have glasses.
Well, I mean,
You're
if you did,
right.
that'd probably be in the air and not on your face because of
Yeah.
air pressure.
Absolutely true.
Okay, Harry
All right.
Potter.
I
Well, no, what was his name? The one with the really bad luck and the frog. Trevor.
Neville.
Neville.
I am not Neville. I am
I can see that.
absolutely not Neville.
I can see a
Post
Neville.
puberty Neville is
Absolutely.
actually pretty damn good though.
Well, yeah, after he
Neville's-
grows up, yeah.
Neville's cool as shit.
Yeah. I'd rather not. I'd rather not be Neville, but you know.
or long bottom.
You know what? One thing I can do, even if I'm not exactly best for acquiring person out of air safely,
Mhm.
Bip wants to go up and try, just kind of hold on to him and try and slow the falling, so they're not going to get fucking Alt F forward when they go splat.
You know what? That's fair. How fast is your movement again?
That would be... That would be speed, right?
Yep.
That is 25.
Your flying speed.
Oh, my flying speed. Fuck is for the fucking flying
Probably
speed.
like 40.
I think it's like 35 or 40, something like that.
Oh, there it is. My flying speed's 50, is 50.
Okay, yeah. So if you use your action, you'll be able to move 100 feet in a round. So you'll be able to get pretty far.
Checks out. After all, that's all I want to do is just get to them and fight gravity. Help them fight
Defying gravity.
That's all I seek to do.
So, wait, we're in turn order, right? Right.
Yeah.
We're in turn order.
Yes.
I don't think it would work, but I want to just look.
I actually have something. I have something for art.
Wait, I have another question. Hey, Karma,
Yes, dear.
could I ask the shield to help slow their fall?
It follows with you.
Yeah, could I ask for help and help them not fall at a breakneck speed?
It follows with you.
Yeah.
I was about to say just use the shield and slam it into him. That'll halt him.
Oh
No!
my god.
I just,
I'm wrong! I'm not wrong! That would stop him!
My precious face.
okay, so I just got the mental image of just looking at him and casting command. Stop.
That wouldn't
Freezes him there. I know
That
it
would-
would work,
that
but it'd
wouldn't be a
really funny if
command.
it would.
That wouldn't be a command, that would be a physical altercation.
God damn.
Is it?
I've just been giggling, imagining it. Just he just freezes him there.
All right. So, Bip, you are there. You move 100 feet, which means you are
Bullet.
here. You and your shield are right there.
Karma
I'm
question.
pinging it.
I
Yes.
see.
How fast am I traveling?
You are plummeting. Oh, 50 feet a turn?
Okay.
Could
Got
you
it.
pick where I am again so I can move my tokens appropriately?
Oh, yeah, you are right here at the bottom left corner.
So we've got approximately 3 turns before you go splat.
Right up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sparky's
Sparky's kind of-
Shield, oh, there it is.
Bip fucking shot off like a bullet. It's great.
Oh, you're not gonna be the only one that's gonna shoot off like a bullet.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
What is Sparky going to do?
I'm probably gonna ask Sparky to stay on my shoulders because I have plans.
Sparky does so.
So
Jimmy, what are you gonna do?
she's gonna run up to Artorias and go, Art, can I? Do I have permission to do something?
What are you trying to do? That is the important question here. What are
You
you trying to
go
do?
flying.
Do what?
I can make someone fly.
Wait, how? What?
I can.
The spell.
Okay, or I suppose, sure.
So Jimmy is gonna use the spell fly.
All right.
Oh.
And she's
Lasts up to 10 minutes. Gives
Yep.
them 60 feet of flying
movement
speed.
speed. Yep.
How do none of us have feather fall?
And because
That's
she
a good
Fast, is it?
question.
what?
Feather falls for weaklings.
Okay,
so you're
weakling.
casting fly
If-
on me, right?
Yes, on you
Okay.
because she sees you as the strong. She figures you're probably one of the strongest people, and she knows Helmina has wings already on her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Unleash the attack jets.
wait, is it my turn next.
Yeah, and that's all
Okay.
she's gonna do.
Okay. Art, think a
So-
happy thought, because you can now fly.
Okay, so because Art has absolutely zero idea how to fly, anybody
Think like
who
the fairy
is
wings,
on the
basically.
ground,
That's
anybody
my
who's
best
on the
guess.
ground where we are currently stood, just hears the most cartoonish as he fucking takes off at the speed of fucking fast.
Oh my fucking god.
Hold on. How far
Amina's
back
just
is
gonna
he?
blink and go wide-eyed.
With your action, moving double, you can move up to here.
Okay, that is where I will move. For whatever reason, the map is being really buggy and I can't actually see that high. So give me a second. There we go.
Richard,
I'm holding
Why
it.
is it doing
you're
that?
both
Hold
just
on. It's
looking
getting
up
weird.
like just what the fuck.
I'm having a hard time moving my cursor. There we go.
There we go. One more up.
One more up? Okay. Hold on. I have to, for whatever reason, like movement is inverted. I have to pull down to move up, and it is so weird.
Have
I
you tried
don't know what
reloading the
happened.
website?
I'm just gonna hit refresh, but I moved.
All right.
Such a strange party.
Azzy,
Yeah.
give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. All right. Let's see how this goes. First roll of this.
God.
Congratulations.
Oh wow.
Feels weird. So you're able to keep it together and keep your wits about you, as is proper for a Vidalcan.
Can I try to reclaim my? Can I attempt to retake my damn flying? My uncontrollable broom right now. Can I please?
So, for this particular broom, considering it is something that was made with proper safety and precautions in mind, it has 2 command words. One of them is for flying, and the other one is for a slow fall in case of emergencies.
Got it.
Yes, it has a built-in feather fall. You remember the command word.
Indeed. I totally
in
remember
fact,
the command word.
It's a command word that is sometimes said by accident. It's, oh shit, I'm falling.
A school endorses cursing?
Well, they know.
Oh, yeah.
They know what's
It's
up.
a college.
Oh yeah.
It's a
college. Oh yeah, they do.
They also endorse frat parties.
So
drinking,
first of
and
all, I
imbibing
gotta-
of
I gotta-
serious
Mine
chemicals.
doesn't.
See how far this is.
It's a school of mages.
I would have gotten all the way over here.
Yep.
So, all the way over here. I see land in front of me. I see people coming towards me. I assume.
And you also see the swampy water beneath you.
I don't want to fall in there.
May or may not be Florida.
Okay. So I do know the command word. I still want to attempt to get
Damn.
Do I? Okay, if it does featherfall, you don't immediately stop. You just start gliding at a slower pace, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh shit! I'm falling.
All right. As you say that, the bristles of the broom suddenly just turn blue, and then you just hear something. What's the word? Billow behind you.
I'm going to attempt to get back on the broom.
And as this happens, your descent slows to what does Featherfall say again? Give me a second. Featherfall.
60
you
feet per
slow
round.
to 60 feet per round until the spell ends. So Technically, you're moving at about the same. I guess you would have been falling a lot faster now, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would have. I would have been falling at probably. Well, it depends
100
on how
feet.
high it was. Yeah, it would have been 100 feet. So I'd have
it
ended
slows
up
down to
closer
60.
to like over here.
Yeah. So you slow down to 60, and you have a little more control. And if you look behind you, you actually see what amounts to a cartoonishly small parachute dragging behind.
Gotcha. I'm gonna get back on the damn broom.
Uh-huh. I mean, you
And I'm
never
going-
left the broom.
No, I thought I was
Clutch-
hanging off of it.
No, you were clutching onto it for dear life.
Okay. Because from my thought process, I was spinning out.
You were spinning out, but you were clutching onto it for dear life.
Yo. Jeez, my grip strength is crazy. All right. I then, if that's the case, I'm going to attempt to glide to whatever ground there is below me.
Okay, so everyone would notice that his descent seems to slow slightly, and that something's trailing behind him, but from the angle it's a little difficult to tell.
I think I passed by somebody.
Yeah, no, Artorias is like next to you.
Richard, yeah.
Art
So
through
Art,
my
you would
feet of
notice
ass.
the cartoonishly small little billowing piece of cloth that's coming out from the back of the broom. You also notice that it's actually a broom.
Talk about getting swept along.
Oh my god!
My face cringes as I slowly glide past. What the fuck?
No, hold on. Hold on.
I'm so glad that my character can't hear this right now.
I need to put one
Yeah.
level. I need to put one
You
level.
take
in
3
the-
psychic damage from that.
Oh, wait, who?
It was definitely
Unfortunately,
vicious
as the one who
mockery.
heard it,
It was definitely vicious mockery.
Azzy, you're the one that takes it because you actually hear that.
I don't know vicious mockery.
You learned it for 2 seconds.
Can we just make this a running gag, or if my joke is bad
Is he
enough,
still
it's vicious
flying?
mockery?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I'm
I
still
inked him.
flying.
I'm inking him.
What is this, Splatoon?
Okay.
Also, yes, a small glob of ink gets flung right at your face, Art.
Now my arms didn't move; it just flew out of the side, like out of my shoulder pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Who turned out the lights?
Oh no.
So now they're flying somewhere.
So, wait,
No.
Art can't see and is flying?
I'm in the air, and I have no longer got the ability to see because I've had ink thrown into my eyes.
I'm. I don't
Well,
think you have hover.
No, I don't.
Oh, you're fucked.
Wings. It's just a fly spell.
Oh, you're fucked.
Fly
I'm
spell.
sorry. I'm sorry.
How high up did I go?
That's a good question.
I mean, it's 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes. So,
10 minutes until another person starts plummeting.
yeah. So we have 10 minutes of figuring out how to get Art back on the ground.
So while Art is unable to see and trying to get the ink out of his eyes, remember how Duke just kind of like floated along with the wings on? Yeah, that's what I'm
Yes.
doing now.
Okay.
Just like.
100 feet total. Okay.
Oh,
So either it's gonna be the burb or me that goes to get it because both of us have hover.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Richard, what are you doing?
Okay, so he is. Both he and Hilmina just had the most confused face when I just fucking zoomed off into the sky.
Yeah.
And it's about 3 rounds till the guy falls down to the ground, right?
Yeah, about.
Cool. Just to be safe, he's just gonna start walking over, get about that far, and I'm gonna be holding my action to if he or Art get especially close and it's dangerous, cast a barrier to help take some impact damage.
That works. Holmina.
I'm assuming the descent is like, since the descent is slowed, we can see the descent has kind of slowed from
Yes.
what it was originally. So we can pretty much guess that a spell was involved.
Yes.
Okay, in that regard, Holmina is not going to focus on the new person. Instead, is going to use the dash action, just run as far as she can to basically get within range. She's not going to use her the wings yet, but she's going to hold on to it in case she needs to.
Understood.
So that's going to be my turn. Just get close.
Maya, you're still huge.
I mean, if I'm still big bitch, shit, let me...
And now you're big bitch.
Check some. Just wanted to check something real quick. Okay, yeah, no, that's not important. Well, I'm going to be doing the same thing. I was going to be doing the dash action because, you know.
Okay. So, yeah.
And if they come over here, I'm just if they come over here, I'm just going to be ready to catch them if they come over here.
Fair. You now notice the rather large snake woman.
I'm just seeing all these people, and I'm like, oh boy.
Okay. So
Slithers back in.
Slithers back towards you.
Yeah, it goes back into my clothes.
Okay. So technically, Art wouldn't still be blind then.
No, yeah. All you
It
have
was
to do
just
is yeah,
it was just a sight
just
check.
then. Yeah.
So Art, you can now see again.
Oh.
Art,
Oh, what?
you
What's
can now
going on?
see again.
I can see again?
Yes.
I'm not blind!
Bip, you saw this brief interaction of the person slowing down. You now notice that they're on a broom of some kind. Art making... Actually, no. You were close enough to actually hear that.
So did I take the
You also
Oh,
take 2 points of
no.
Well, actually, no. It's Bip.
Wait, roll to see if Bip understands. If they understand, they take the damage. If they don't,
Does
they don't
Bip-
take the damage.
Does Bip take psychic damage from Vicious Mockery? No.
Yeah!
Luckily, it's only me that took the damage. My my boy is immune to psychic, so
I'm too stupid to understand vicious mockery.
You heard something
realize
about
what it was.
sweeping, and you think you kind of understand it, but nah.
Man,
Someone's falling. Someone's falling. So,
How
Falling
in the air?
falling
So,
equals bad. I don't care
they're a
about
lot
your
closer, and they've slowed down a bit. They don't look as panicked. They're instead very focused on, like, trying to get the thing to land. You also notice something dark and goopy just fly out from their shoulder, land on Art's face for a while before flopping back onto into the clothes.
I'm not blind!
And you hear that.
I see.
So does Art now.
Is Art
Oh my
also
God.
joining the free falling gang?
No, Art's
No, I've
flying.
got I've got 10
Very
minutes,
confusingly, Art is flying without the usage of wings.
like, he doesn't look like he knows what he's doing, but he's not flying.
You might want to go save Art before he fucking kills himself.
I don't want to die here.
Oh
Yeah,
my
no,
fucking God.
Resurrection spell gets used on session 5.
It's a wonderfully helpful glory that will hopefully not get him blinded for his efforts.
Oh my God.
Little miss, shut the fuck up! I'm trying to do things! You're being held now. You are grounded. You're being held against your will.
I'm being held against my will and I can't see.
But anyways, Bip's going, just go to help try and jump. Since he doesn't seem to be falling as fast, at least help guide to land, so that way, no water. Water gross, ew.
Help guide to land. Land's
So I
that
assume
way!
that means that you're
Thank you,
coming
I can
towards
see
me?
that.
Yeah, well, shut the fuck up. I'm helping you anyways.
Wait, which one are you helping? Who are you helping here?
The broom man.
So me, okay, so you're approaching me.
Bip actually is going to help the broom man. That
Okay,
is
so
it.
you
That is
are
the post.
approaching me. Got
Art can cope.
Art can cope!
Coping, seething cope.
So I assume you're flying towards me then.
Yeah.
Oh boy, here we go. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Hello!
Hi.
Don't mind me, I'm just, seeing the sights is all. Had a bit of trouble, I'm fine.
Sightseeing.
No, I wasn't free falling, I was experimenting.
Aha.
Yes. If you don't mind, I'll land on the safe ground.
Are you
I
sure
should-
you can make it? Do you need help?
No, I am absolutely fine. Don't worry.
I'm going
absolutely
to
fine.
doubt your words. Pardon me for that, but I'm pretty sure you might need a little bit of help.
No,
Would you like
it's
to
okay.
roll persuasion?
Oh no.
Let's see if I can persuade. Yeah.
No. I'm talking about Azzy persuading, and then you rolling insight to look past the bullshit.
Understandable. It's great. It's
Oh,
great
God.
that I have a
Sure,
plus
why not?
7 for insight.
Oh! That's a high
That is
percent.
perception. That is not persuasion.
Oh, that's perception. My bad.
It's still 18 plus whatever the.
It's. Oh no, I have actually. Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
There we
So
go.
22 and 18 plus 3.
Yep.
Fuck you.
Oh!
Oh!
24!
It is too stupid to understand what you're saying. And what you're doing anyway.
The bird is a dumbass!
So
You discounted that.
I have a 14 intelligence, but I have a 19 in wisdom.
Wait, what?
okay. Do they touch the broom? How are you helping me? How are you helping me get down?
I'm
They're a bird.
I'm debating the best action here. You are seated safe and sound on your broom, correct?
Yes, I'm currently gliding down.
Bip wants to kind of just help with the broom, moving the broom wise.
Okay, so you're gonna touch the broom.
Yeah, I gotta touch the broom because that's probably a wonderful idea. That won't make me regret that, and I know I'm going to regret it anyways.
Burn chicken, burn chicken, burn chicken.
No!
Emergency food!
Yummy! Chicken!
Not emergency food.
Oh my god.
The one who can't eat is the one who calls
Karma?
to emergency.
Oh no! Like the two people that can't eat call him emergency food. Both of us call him emergency food.
You called.
1 second, I'm sending you something.
Okay.
Get the feeling I'm about to regret touching this broom.
I get the feeling that as well.
I think I'm going to catch on fire. What do you guys think?
Given that
Spontaneous
there's a
combustion,
roll
anyone?
being made.
Spontaneous combustion, anyone?
Let's go! Turkey legs!
No, I'm not a turkey!
Okay. All right. So Bip reaches out in order to touch the broom.
No, don't!
And as they do, all of a sudden, you just hear a very nasally voice coming from the broom.
Oh no.
Unapproved rider detected.
Oh god.
Security measures activated.
Oh
Have a
no!
nice day.
No, please, no, not again.
And suddenly, the broom, as it stops its slow descent, stops in midair and just starts bucking around like it's one of those.
Oh no!
Azzy, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. I'm glad that I stayed on standby.
Me too.
Anyways, I like to point out Vip is incredibly fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That
Yo, my-
saves.
Yeah.
Yo, my rolls have been insane. What the hell?
I just imagine Homina, Maya, and Richard looking at each other, just like, what the fuck
The
are they
bird is
doing
an
up there?
idiot. The bird is a fucking idiot. Just let's do our jobs.
Let's just fucking catch him. Fuck.
So my grip
So,
strength holds true.
The religious bird is dumb.
Bip,
Yeah.
dexterity saving throw.
Oh yeah. Hey.
Goodbye, Bip.
Or you're just gonna jinx it because it is going to be a nat one. You laughing at
Oh my god!
I get the feeling that Bip is gonna get knocked out. Oh my god!
Oh my fucking god!
I fucking called it.
Believe this shit.
You can't make this shit up.
Please clip that. Please.
Someone
I'm
clip
fucking-
that, please.
I'm fucking clipping this.
Fucking called
Okay.
it.
All right. Okay.
So what fate has befallen me today?
So here is the fate that has befallen our dumb bird friend. So Bip
Aw.
touches the broom, causing the security measures to go on, and the entire time, our blue friend's going, "Oh no 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 no, not again!" Because, as anyone who goes to a college full of people with more power and ability than they should have knows, people have done this shit before, and that's why these security measures exist.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so
Unfortunately.
it starts doing the bucking around like an iron bronco and smacks Bip right across the face, sending them flying back. It just kind of like knocks them for a loop. It doesn't really do much damage, but it does knock them out of the air. Their shield catches them like on the inside of it, so it kind of acts as like a, almost cradle, and they both land safely on the ground. No damage is taken, but you do hear quite a lot of laughter nearby from some nearby bollywugs.
God damn it.
And then, as soon as like this will continue for a round before it stops. So
I am spinning.
right round, baby, right round.
Like a record, baby.
Days bird.
So skipping Sparky because Sparky's not feeling too good. In fact, watching this almost makes them feel turn green, so they're ducking their head. Jimmy.
Okay. Jimmy's gonna kind of slowly walk. She's gonna kind of jog over, but she's also gonna call Duke along to follow her. Like, come on, Duke. And she's gonna go from here. Fuck, I forgot how to fucking set up the little pointer thing.
You under the looking glass, there's like a little thing that looks like a very tiny ruler.
Oh. So, okay, she's gonna end up about here-ish. Then.
Mm-hmm. Duke follows.
Do a little hippity hoppity.
But she's
Bounce,
gonna
bounce, bounce.
come over and go, okay, how's it looking?
Spin me right, baby, right
And
now.
she is
like
right
a
behind, like,
I shall spin a coin in your favor.
she's kind of shouts that
wow, I hit
behind
that really hard. Jesus.
Richard.
Well,
Well,
that reminds me.
Oh.
Oh, Art.
Oh.
Dexterity saving throw.
Wait, why do I have to make a dex saving throw?
Because you are within 5 feet.
Oh
Oh,
no!
I thought he was he in 5 feet when
Yes.
I was, yeah.
Yes, he was.
the bucking started?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on, let me switch to
Bib, you need to move your character forward, by the way.
Saving throw.
Oh,
Yeah, baby!
Woo!
Oh
God
my
damn.
god.
Nat
There
20.
you go.
Okay, I'm not
You've
dead.
gotten the hang of this flying thing, and you just pull your. You know what? You're having fun with it. You're like flying over it as it sweeps for the feet. You're going under it as it goes for the head.
You can
You're
totally
just
back.
belly dancing your way around it. Just those hips don't lie.
Macaroning
Oh
through the
my
entire
Yeah, no,
God.
that tracks. That tracks.
Oh my fucking god.
What?
You wish to hit me, you'll have to do better than that!
What
I'm
person
getting that the broom is gonna get aggressive.
Trying to.
I'm just joking about. Don't take me serious.
Would you
You
like
know-
a hand off of that broom of yours?
Is Bip okay?
I'm dazed.
Okay.
Bip is dazed.
They're
yeah.
dazed and confused. So
They're,
I asked
they're
the funny
laying
man
right
in the broom.
inside of their shield.
Okay.
I asked the funny man on his shield after dodging and weaving around the broom if they would like to be lifted off of said broom to the ground.
Don't touch the broom.
I'm asking to touch you, not the broom.
What?
If I take you off of the broom, you stop getting thrown about like a banshee.
What?
Going to do it.
Okay. This will require a grapple roll, so
Oh, boy.
give me.
What do I roll for?
I do
grapple?
not consent.
You don't have to.
So technically, he does if he wants to go along with it. In which case, this actually becomes an attack roll. So what you
Oh,
do
no.
is for grapple, basically roll an unarmed attack.
Oh boy.
You're not
I
aiming
have
to
an
do
armed-
damage. You're just trying to hit his AC.
I do not have an unarmed attack
Give me
on
a
my
second.
sheet.
Everybody does.
Well, no, they don't have it on their sheet in roll 20 because they have to set it up.
It'd just be a strength check. Really.
Yeah.
Strength plus.
since you're with a strength of 18.
You would. All right. It is now set up.
Well, how high is his strength?
Not very.
Okay. I was about to say, if it passes a certain threshold,
If it was
just
passive, I'd be
automatically-
fine because I have.
It just
passive,
automatically
but
succeeds.
This isn't passive.
So I put an unarmed attack on you.
All right. I hit the button.
That definitely beats it.
Okay. So you're able to grab him.
I'm not letting go of the broom.
I'm scooping under the arm and like wrapping around the chest to lift him off of the broom.
I'm not letting go of the broom.
So
I am not touching the broom. I'm being very careful not to touch the broom. I am only touching the boy.
So here's
I worked
what
hard
happens.
for the broom.
You own a cat, right?
Liquid.
Have you ever tried
No.
to pick up a cat that didn't want to be picked up?
Yes, I have several cats.
So it's along those lines of you're reaching out at an awkward position, possibly upside down, so your feet don't accidentally touch the thing. You're grabbing the shoulders and trying to lift, but he doesn't want to move, and the broom is causing him to go left, right, and he's not really being rigid, but he's going along with it. So it's very difficult to keep your hands on him.
Do I require use of my hands? Actually, wait. Would I be able to do a mold earth?
I would hope
or
you
would that
require
need
use
to
of
be
your
I need
hands.
to wait
There is
In
no
the middle
earth
of
to
the
mold
air?
around you.
I'm in the air, but could I reach the ground or
Not
No.
from
You're like
here.
60
You're too
feet
far
up there.
high off the ground in order to reach it because it's a reach of 60, isn't it?
I don't know actually. Hold on. What is the reach on mold earth?
I think it's like 60 feet. Yeah.
It is a range of
60.
30
Range
feet,
of 30,
actually.
so not even that.
Absolutely not close.
So no, you wouldn't be able to mold any earth.
Okay. What a shame. Well then I'm just kind of like here holding this man to make sure they don't fall out of the sky should they fail a throw.
All right.
You said it would take. You said
A
it was
turn.
after once my turn would come back. So now
Yes,
it
so-
has stabilized.
It has stabilized. It's calmed down. You now have someone holding onto your shoulders in order to try to assist you.
I'm going
You're going where?
Where are you
to
going?
where I was intending,
Okay.
which is
So-
literally right here. Oh, wait,
Are
this
you-
way. Literally
You're
right
being
here.
brought along for a ride as you are flown here and the broom touches down. And as
I
it
am
lands,
floating above his head.
you have safely landed. Thank you for flying.
God damn it. These goddamn brooms. I need to take off that damn stupid thing.
Well, at least you aren't dead.
Are you still holding on to him, Art?
Now that we've hit the ground, I'm going to let go, but I'm just floating above him. Upside down as well, because I liked that idea.
I collapse on the floor. Not like I just sit on the floor, but like it's like a collapse sit. Oh God.
Looks like they're alright.
Where the hell am I?
It's
is
hazing
right.
week all over again.
Oh God, what realm am I in this time?
That is also a very good question. Hey, does anybody remember where we
I
are?
think it was in Hethel. Hethel. It was something with an H.
Heather.
Assuming Bip is still
I
like,
pull out a book
dazed.
from my pack. I'm trying to look through the realms to see which one this is, if I can recognize.
I just shout over to the others asking if they remember where we are.
Roll history.
It's bloody Hethel, Heather, whatever the H something.
Aren't we in Prismere?
That's the one.
I'm supposed to have a proficiency in history.
Are you?
Yeah.
I didn't touch your proficiency, so.
Okay.
Is
There we
Bip
go.
still dazed?
Okay.
They'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, Prismere. Ah, here it is. It's right there in the middle of the Feywilds. A personal
How
Fey
the
realm.
What? Oh my God.
Oh no, do they know what the Feywilds are?
Oh, do you say that out loud?
I'm going to ask, do you know what the Feywilds are?
Of course I know where the Feywilds are.
Of course.
God damn it. How am I gonna get back though? I don't have. Oh God.
Are
well,
you
would
free
you
to
like
move?
to come and speak with the deity so that we can fix the pink clouds and teleport to the correct places?
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, that's why we're here. We're gonna go talk to a deity and fix the pink clouds.
You sound mad, Art.
I look at him
do
like
sound
he's.
mad
I
because
look at
cannot
him.
figure out how else to say it.
The look that I am giving him
I don't
is.
believe in deities, okay? I believe in nothing but the gold coin in my pouch.
Just sounding more and more.
I don't wanna
He's
walk
gonna
away now.
grumble. Holmina's gonna grumble under her breath.
You want to just walk away from this? I ain't touching.
I get up. I dust myself off. Who looks reasonable around me?
Let's see.
Definitely.
There's the dizzy bird and the floating semi-faceless man.
Are
The
we
really large snake. The Where are
Grumpy
you?
looking dragonborn.
The grumpy-looking dragonborn and this dude who looks reasonably.
I'm guessing we're free to move now.
Yes, you're free to move. You're no longer in turn order.
Okay.
Yeah, Richard looks reasonably human.
I look at the people that are currently surrounding me. I'm like, okay.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh shit, long frog.
Like,
I have the broom / staff in my hand. I'm like, I bow with it. I'm like, hello. My name is Ozzy.
Jimmy goes up to Artorius and tries to grab his hand to pull him down onto the ground.
Am I low enough for them to reach me?
Yes.
I am upside down right now, so you're grabbing my hand and pulling me towards the ground head first.
You could also just dispel it, like, whenever you want, so you can just make him fall head first into the ground.
She's not gonna do that. She's gonna spin him around first.
It would be hilarious.
It's gonna be funny, yes, but she's too much of a caring being to do that.
Since I don't know exactly who the leader is of their group, I'm just gonna greet them generally. I'm like, hello, I am Ozzy. I am a wizard from the Silverkill House, and I flew through that pink cloud.
There is no pink cloud.
There is. I point to where the pink cloud was, and I'm like, there was a pink cloud.
We believe you.
Don't worry, we understand.
I'm just gonna look up to where it was and then look back to the man.
Anyway, I flew through a cloud, and I somehow ended up here.
Also, how hard are you spinning me?
She's trying not to be very. She's trying to lightly spin you, onto your feet.
Can you roll for how precisely you spin me?
Give it a strength roll.
Strength roll? Oh fuck!
Yeah, I'll ask for this.
Please give Oogs in that 20.
Oh no!
Permission to go crazy, go stupid.
Go ahead. You can do stupid.
As you grab their hand and attempt to spin them, you put a little bit more chutzpah into this tug than you gave credit for, as Art is sent cartwheeling in place, just.
That is okay.
Eventually ends up.
Helmina is visibly facepalming right now.
Maya is also doing the same thing. Just the whole entire just thumb and finger in between the eye sockets.
Who is your leader?
Could you all be serious?
We don't.
Got somebody we're in a strange land. We've got somebody we don't know who is clearly out of place, like we are.
Sorry.
Why don't we focus on the task at hand?
Saying that matter.
She's gonna stop Artorius right in the middle of his spin. Funny enough, upright, and she cuts off the fly so he lands on his feet.
As for leadership, I do not believe we have a leader.
Certainly not.
Cycles between a few of us.
Well, who speaks for you, your group?
We all do.
We take turns, really. But
We do really take turns. I tend to be the most forward one, though.
Okay.
You already look at me like I'm a madman, so that might not be the best idea.
effectively, we're just.
I've tried not to judge, but you make it very hard.
That's very fair.
Says the person that came through a pink cloud and hurtled toward the earth because they couldn't handle their own broom.
It sounds very familiar to us going through.
I'll have you know,
falling out of the sky.
It wasn't my fault that I went out of control. I don't know who. I don't know what. But something touched the broom.
Are you talking about Bip? She's gonna point towards the bird.
That was the second time it happened.
Second.
As soon as I went through the pink cloud, I don't know what touched it, but it got touched. It started going crazy.
Homie is gonna be scratching her chin and shrug. If you say so. It's your broom.
It is
that
my
said,
broom.
At least you're intact. That's what matters, correct?
Yes, I am okay. I
rather
need to
not
find
have
a
to
way
do a
home,
burial
though.
rite for you. Well, actually, I would, but
Jamie would be kind of looking at Ozzy for a
she's
moment
gonna shrug,
and looking down at Sparky.
Okay.
Anyway, Who are you? I've introduced myself, so I'd like the privilege of knowing who I'm speaking to.
That's fair. I'm Jimmy, and this on my shoulder is Sparky.
Okay.
Art just kind of looks around to see who's going next.
I'm Holmina, Koss.
Right.
The knight gives the paladin-looking person, dragonborn gives a slight bow.
Pleasure.
I'm just gonna let it go around in a circle till it gets to me at this point.
She's gonna growl as nobody else speaks up and points to Art. That's Art.
Hi, hello, I'm Artorius the Last. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Oh, the crazy one, yes, okay.
Sorry, I sound
Maya
like
is the giant snake.
I'm Richard. Richard Smith.
Pleasure.
And the bird is Bip.
Right, the one that touched.
Is Bip gonna be
Speaking
okay?
of, is she still dizzy?
Karma?
She'll be fine now.
He.
Sorry, he.
No, I meant
sorry.
player.
My brain. My brain.
Is he still dizzy?
He, yes.
So, regardless.
Bip is just dead ass, just laying on the inside of his shield, just like.
You can get rid of the token, the black ink token.
All right.
Well then, shall we?
So you said that you need to speak with a deity
Yeah.
to get back home.
We're
kind of more than that. But
Yeah.
So, like I was trying to say, but sounded like a madman because I was still slightly disoriented from the flying that I'm not
Of course.
used to doing.
sorry about that.
Pink cloud you came through. We came through a similar one. The only difference was we were out on the sea in a boat, and our boat fell out of the sky into a carnival. And then the carnival staff asked us to go and speak with the deity that controls the clouds. I know I'm sounding more mad than I sounded before, but this is what happened.
No, just talk. Continue.
They asked us to come and find this deity and ask them what is going on with the clouds, and now we're here, and they're somewhere in this realm, but
There's
need to
also
get to
the
them.
shadow problem as well.
There's also the shadow problem.
At midway through you talking, he pulled out a textbook and he's currently writing down something. Okay, and what is this shadow problem you speak of?
Sentient shadows attacking folks, stealing their shadows and kind of possessing them once they're killed.
kind of shocked now. Right
Oh,
aware.
so like a normal shadow.
Yeah, but a shit ton of them.
Similar to how
infestation?
the familiar shadow is vanishing as is.
Yeah,
She's gonna say abruptly.
So there's an infestation of shadows in this place.
not just here.
We need to leave.
No, we can't.
Choice.
Because it's also in Netherwinter. Winter as well.
That's where I was heading.
Yeah.
I'll be glad you're not there. It's lit up like the 4th of July. Oh, well, I can't say that. It's lit up like a tree that is on fire.
Nice
I was about to say it.
4th of July.
Nice save.
What is this 4th of July you speak of?
I have no idea what you're talking on.
But
Right.
yeah,
Well-
no, Netherwinter's whole lit up and such because of the shadow infestation problem that's currently going on. We were sent out to look for someone who knows about the shadow problem. Ended up going for the pink fog. Ended up at the carnival, and then what Artorius has. We also found out the shadow problem was also affecting the carnival as well, and so, and it's also now here.
Right. Okay. Closes the book. Very well. And how do you propose we get back?
Well, right now we're kind of sent out to talk to.
Sibylla.
Jimmy kind of
That's
gives a slight flinch to that name at this point.
Sorry about that. But
No, you're
they're the
fine.
ones that runs the realm, basically.
I see.
And
Okay.
the current missions to figure out how they're doing, as far as which like Carnival told us, and figure out what's going wrong, and hopefully figure out how the pink fog is causing us problems.
And there's no other way back?
Not like, not reliably anyway.
Very well.
You said someone touched your broom in the pink fog. Did you see anything from that?
No. It was a cloud. My eyes kind of, got watery.
Okay.
Very well. If you don't mind, seeing as I also need to get home, I don't mind offering my services to you all. As I said, I am a mage. I also have some other talents, but I should be of assistance if possible.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is probably a good idea, given that you've just fallen out of the sky. I'm on board with this.
So, Karma?
Mm-hmm.
I know he's a player character, so there's not really much point in it. Can I theoretically insight check him to, like, just vibe check him on if there is any hidden intentions there with wanting to join us?
He just fell out of the sky. What hidden intentions could he have?
I think his intentions are probably survival, just like everybody else.
Oh
in the
yeah,
party.
absolutely. I know that.
Well, and you can do it. It's not. You can always insight check somebody.
Holy shit! Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will
Got
tell
any
you.
hidden intentions, mate?
Okay, so the vibe you get off of him is he is shaken. He is putting on a brave front. Like he looks like more shaken than what he's showing.
Yeah, fair.
He's mostly, it's pretty truthful. Like he hasn't, you haven't really gotten any lies.
That's fair.
And since that's all his body language, you'd have to talk to him more to get anything more.
That's fair. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Seems like a fun idea by me. Any opposed?
No.
I should have looked at Homina when he said that. All right. Well,
Okay.
Bip, you good?
That's that.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Hold on. Fuck, I forgot to get my voice mod up.
where are you all headed next then?
We were
To the
talking...
frogs again. Oh, here they come.
As you say that, one of them is just kind of waving.
Yeah. Hear the hippity hoppity.
Yeah.
Get off of our property.
Jimmy's gonna look up at the shows like, Mr. Shield, can you lower Bip to the ground in case they try coming, stepping out of the shield so they don't fall?
They're actually already on the ground.
Oh, we didn't know.
Richard's just been standing there and checking on him for a bit while they were
Okay,
speaking.
I didn't know the shield lowered to the ground. I thought the shield was still in midair.
No. So what had happened was Bip got smacked in the face. They landed in the shield because the shield caught them, and the shield lowered them to the ground.
Okay.
That's what they've been.
Okay, never mind. Yeah.
Yep.
Homie's
And now
gonna
Bip's
look to.
Just kind of laying there, vibing.
Homie's gonna turn to the frog.
Jimmy's gonna extend a hand out to Bip. Come on.
Maya also looks over to Frog.
Frog. Does the frog have a shadow?
The frog has a shadow.
Okay.
Seems we're going to need one additional to transport.
Yes, well, the Baron would like to speak with you about what you've all been through. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Great.
Are we all even going to fit in there?
If not, I can just fly next to it.
Are we in trouble?
The Baron will speak with you outside of his domicile, since there are quite a lot of you, and
Yeah.
some of you,
right.
frankly, make him nervous. Just slowly eyes at Maya.
Hey, Karma, am I still struck with dizziness?
You're fine.
Yay! I'm no longer dizzy. The world's
Jimmy's
full of
extending a
Snake racer.
hand out to Bip to help him get onto his feet.
Bip is taking the hand.
Yeah, so Jimmy's gonna pull Bip up to his feet.
That wasn't pleasant. I don't recommend doing.
Fair enough. Come on. The frog. Apparently the Baron wants to see us.
Okay.
Come on, Artorias.
Okay.
And so this one just starts. Stop stretching. Hopping along.
I will just follow the group.
Yeah.
And then.
Remember, highlight. You can highlight both tokens. Or
Oh, I can grab both of them at the same time. That's right.
yeah.
Click and drag.
Hippity hoppity, Art rides the chest.
Is this the Baron?
Yep. So standing on the wooden walkway is a bullywug or frog person who seems to be of high office. They're wearing very resplendent looking robes of red color, and they're carrying around a scepter to feel particularly imperious.
Jimmy gives a little nod. It's like, hello. Like a little bow of sorts.
And I keep on forgetting what the fuck this place is called. 1 second. Downfall, that's right. Sorry, I chose this voice ahead of time, and I'm trying my best not to laugh.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Downfall, welcome. You have
Okay.
done us a great service in dealing with those things that dare to
Sure.
possess our friends.
I'm so glad we're not in trouble.
Now, I hear you are trying to get to the summer castle of Zybilna.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Well, you have leave to use our finest balloons, though we seem to be lacking in a proper pilot for one of them.
Yeah, I think one of the pilots was one of those who were taken.
It is unfortunate, but fortunately, my nephew Glorig here, and then he just gives a hearty pat to the one that fetched you. It's like, ow. Would be happy to help fly you over. I would? You would. I would.
I mean, he's gonna raise an eyebrow.
Homina and Rich made the exact same face again.
I'm just like, bruh.
Very quizzical creatures.
How many times have they flown before, if you don't mind my asking?
The bullywug in question starts lifting a hand, and it looks like he holding up 3 fingers. Why, he's flown multiple times. Slowly puts the hand down.
Good enough. I'll go on that one's flight.
No, you are not.
Art's gonna pull you aside and goes, I know how to fly. I'm gonna be on that one in case something goes wrong.
Well, then we'll be on it as well, since
I am
Given
not going
we
on
do
that
have
one. I am
2
going on the
flyers.
safer one.
We do have 2 flyers, which means that if anything happens, we can just land safely. Versus if something doesn't go right with it and it ends up crashing with you in it. A little bit more dangerous, don't you see?
What are you implying?
Nothing at all, just that I don't trust somebody who's only flown it 3 times, and I don't trust somebody who hasn't flown it at all.
I take great offense to that.
Well, it's better than having any
How
of our party
quietly
die.
are you saying this?
Oh, I'm saying this very quietly, just like in case something goes wrong, I want to be on that one because I know how to do it.
I'm
'Cause
saying
I
it
have
quietly in
to
turn. That's one of the
everything.
reasons why I'm trying to say it quieter.
Got it.
What kind of balloons are these, by the way?
And then the Baron waves their little scepter behind you, and you see a couple of hot air balloons that are basically tied to this area here by rope.
Those things.
Anchored down.
They're filled with swamp gas.
I will take my broom.
Can you take your broom? It just kind of
Yes, it will be fine.
At least have a rope connected to one of the balloons, please.
That won't be necessary. I doubt anything will be touching it from now on, since we've learned.
Okay, it's not just the fact that it's not anything touching the dang thing. It's more in the sense of you getting lost and separated from one of us.
What if there's another pink cloud?
You know what? Do you have any rope?
I have some.
Then fine.
Excellent. Well then, you may pick whichever balloon you're going to be utilizing. Loring, show them the way. Yes, Uncle.
That was the most depressing yes uncle I've ever heard in my life.
Yes, honey energy.
Yes, honey energy.
It's 4 p.m. It's 4 p.m. Time for your. I don't know where I was going with this bit.
Oh my god.
Time for
This
your
is-
balloon practice.
This
Come
has
on.
very
I
honeydew
want
energy to
balloon
it.
practice. I don't want to fly a balloon. You
Bip.
what?
Okay.
I actually want to be a bard.
I want,
Thanks for the help.
I want to be a dentist.
Oh God, no! Don't remind me of that fucking claymation
Oh
Christmas.
god, I know what you're talking about. Fuck.
That's what I was referencing the whole time.
So who's going on what ship?
I'm gonna go on the one with the dude who's only flown thrice.
Same.
I'm
So-
going on the safer one.
5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 7
I'm
party
going to
members.
be on it specifically in case
I
I,
will
have to save
tie myself
Bart
to the
or the Duke's son.
first one.
Nephew.
All right. So the competent flyer just sees you all following Glorig, and he looks at Glorig like, "What the fuck is he doing here?"
Oh no.
The other pilot was taken by the shadow.
And the Baron instructed him to fly.
Can confirm.
Stuck listening to your uncle again, huh? Yes, sir. All right, by the books then. Everyone, let's get the balloons ready.
That's a weird sounding balloon.
Weird sounding balloon.
Hey,
Very
check
heavy
the
sounding.
balloons.
Oh, I would like to ask a very small favor before we continue out of character.
Oh.
Mhm.
What's up?
If someone could possibly clip this, I would love it if everyone here could wish my friend Gal XC a happy birthday.
Oh, it's Gal's birthday today? Fuck,
It is
let's
Gal's
go.
birthday today.
Happy birthday, Gal.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy
Oh,
birthday.
excuse me, happy birthday. That was the worst happy birthday wish ever.
Oh.
Happy birthday to you.
Okay.
That works. All right. And you know what? They'll probably get a kick out of it if I can go back through the VOD and clip it. So
Clip it right now.
now that that's out of the way, It takes a while for them to get the balloons ready and then pull down closer to the ground where folks can actually climb into it. And then pull down further to actually touching the ground when they realize that not everyone can hop as they do.
Does this wait count as a short or long rest?
You know what? It'll take about an hour, so a short rest if you need it.
How many spell slots would I recover from that?
I don't think
What
you recover
type of-
spell slots
what-
on a short
what-
rest.
What type of mage are you?
Hold on.
I'm a merchant. I only have one level 1 slot left. That's why I'm
Oh,
asking.
I if it's intelligence based, I doubt it.
I think it's all charisma based.
It's charisma based.
Maybe.
Does it behave like a warlock in terms of spell slots?
I have my,
I don't know. I'd have
Or
to
a
double
sorcerer.
check.
I'm aware all spell slots
Um,
function the same.
They don't. Sorcerers, they're short rest and they only have a select number at max level. Well,
You mean
sorcerers, warlocks, yeah. Sorcerers, they're the opposite. They have to do long rests and they get all the spell slots like a full caster does.
And
I
wizards,
don't
yeah.
know.
Wizards have to take a long rest.
Yep.
Clerics,
It's not
paladin.
through a pact or anything, so I think I'd be on the sorcerer side rather than being on the.
Yeah, hold on. Let me double check it really quick. I know I sent
Very
it.
likely need a long rest then.
Yeah, that's why I was asking because I only have one spell slot left because I used 3.
You got this.
before in the last fight.
That's what
did-
cantrips are for. You got this.
I'm just
I
gonna
did-
misty step into the basket before it comes down.
I did
That
get
works.
I did get some damage from our fight. Does the
Okay.
short rest help heal up?
You roll one of your hit dice in order to heal. And then whatever number you get, you add your constitution modifier.
My hit dice? Where the fuck did I
So, you
put
know the
that?
dice that you roll whenever you see how much HP you get per level?
No, I don't.
Because we haven't done that yet. Okay, so your hit dice as a warlock is a D8. So on your character sheet, do you see where it says 5 hit dice?
Yeah.
It'll be like, yeah. So you click hit dice once on that. Okay, so you get 8 health back, and then you bring that number down to 4. Which I did already. Checking. No, as in you bring the number of hit dice down to 4.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry. So you heal 8, and then you bring the hit dice number down to 4 because you used
Okay.
one of them.
Okay, got it. And
Probably took 3 damage.
And you get your spell slots back because you are a warlock.
oh me? Okay.
Yep, that's how warlocks work.
I mean, I just only used a fly, so basically I'm good.
Mhm.
That's why I use the misty step because I'm gonna get it back anyway.
Yeah, you have to finish a long rest, Art or Karu.
I do
Cotton?
indeed need to, like, regardless, I need to long rest because I want my silvery barbs back. Because I used that last
Bonk.
session as well.
Like I said, I'm gonna tie myself to the first one.
But are we going to take a long rest after the balloon ride?
Probably.
Probably. Okay, then I'm also going to misty step into the basket.
Okay.
She's gonna blink as he
What?
misty steps right next to him.
Oh shit! Sorry.
I guess it's not it's a universal spell.
All right.
Not really.
So
That's
the
her
basket
belief.
itself. The basket itself looks like it can hold about 6 people comfortably, and that's including the size of your pilot.
Per basket?
It's a rather wide basket. Like these things are used for what's the word I'm looking for?
Mass transportation.
Mass transportation as well as for
Tourism, recreational
sightseeing,
thing.
tourism. That's the word.
So we're on the blimp equivalent. Well, not the blimp. The balloon equivalent of a bus.
Yes.
Kind of.
How does Maya fit in it? That's the question.
I mean, she's going to be taking the one that has the competent pilot.
No,
so
yeah, that's fair.
So
and I would assume she would like coil up her body the best she can.
She probably takes the same.
I mean,
reasons.
it's rather. Have you ever seen a snake climb something?
Yeah.
They
I have.
literally just slither up along the wall.
Yeah.
And she has hands, so
They
it takes her a little bit, but yeah.
I was just asking how much room she takes up in it.
When she's if she can coil herself up to take up as little room as possible. But
That's what I
if
was
you want
planning
to
on
like
doing.
fully lay herself out, she would take up enough room for 2 people.
Okay, that's fine.
She's a huge bitch.
It's not that
There's
she's
also
big,
the
she's
fact
long.
that Artorias has a chest with him as well.
Oh yeah, Ducamo or not
Yeah.
Ducamo. Duke needs to get in. Sorry. Same name essentially.
Okay, so
Richard's
people help
taking over the
Duke get in, I guess.
Sit on top of the chest once it gets in. I completely blanked on the fact.
Which one is
wait,
Jimmy?
Actually, can I ask? Would I have been able to like pick up Duke and then Misty Step?
Yes.
Then I would have done that. I just blanked about
I'm
the
gonna
chest.
do this, and then so we can actually figure out
'Cause I was
who's who.
riding Duke at the time.
So we'll
One is
say
the experienced pilot.
yeah, one's the experienced pilot, 2 is the
Yep. So, essentially, I'm going to make a couple of just. You know what? I'll just do a great big 1 and 2. So,
that's what I did
there we go.
on top of.
Yep. I'm just gonna make it so they stand out a little bit more.
Okay, fair. Because my coloration is a little bit on the darker side.
1.
Pip, where are you going?
What?
Which pilot are you staying with?
Alternatively, you can fly under your own power.
Was about to say, couldn't I just fly normally?
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. Okay, so
You might want to stick by Balloon 2 just in case, because it's the dangerous one.
Danger basket.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. I'll fly alongside Balloon 2.
I'll go by Balloon 1.
It's like
then.
I'd technically be doing that anyways if I went in
Actually-
the balloon, since I don't land. I don't stay on the ground.
Actually, I'm gonna take Balloon 1 because there's technically 3 people already, counting Maya being so big. I actually don't know. Fuck.
Just take whichever balloon you want at the end of the day.
That's the problem. I want to interact with everybody.
Well, pick and choose.
Make a choice.
Make a choice.
Hold on, I'm gonna do a
Okay,
fucking.
hold on. So, with the way that we have the party split, this works. Choice is taken from you.
Okay, fuck it, fine. Okay.
I love you, Oogie. I do.
I know, I have a bad problem with choice making. It's a shitty problem I have.
We'll stick to your fucking choices.
I'm bisexual for the same reason. I understand.
I mean, we can say fucking Jimmy was having fucking issues with choice making as well because of her fucking
So
problem.
these 2 are flying themselves. They're just sticking close to the balloons in case of fog and or issues.
Problems.
Issues trademark.
Issues.
I
TM.
caused more than plenty of them on my own.
I can't wait to be able to fly by myself permanently. That's so good.
I believe Ozzy is actually like following Balloon 1 because of Richard saying that
That's
he
what I
has
said.
more- Yeah, so okay.
Well,
Oh, excuse
they
me.
were getting ready.
What was that?
It's a demon trying to escape my bowels.
That was a burp.
Sure, I'll believe it's a burp.
Burp.
Beautiful.
No, burp, not bip.
It's a bippity boppity burp, okay?
Ain't that the truth?
But are we
Now then.
going?
We're going. So the balloons start taking off. Glory kind of fumbling a little bit, but going by the numbers, he's going relatively well. He doesn't forget anything important. Aside from the fact that someone forgot to remove the anchoring line, so it's still technically connected to the ground.
I mean,
Which some of
Is
the
it- is
ground
that on
crew
two?
immediately starts dealing with.
Of which one?
2.
Of 2.
Two.
Two. Yours just takes off without a hitch. And we once again gradually see Prismir from above. And once again, you all were here. Allow me to utilize main
God.
protag energy to indicate where you all are.
God, no! No!
What's going on?
We're getting the main protagonist.
I'm not-
Be the icon.
Yeah,
I am
main
not-
protag!
I'm not main protag! I'm not!
Protagonist.
I'm not!
Main
No!
What are you talking about? Obviously, the main protag
Even better.
Protag!
Even better.
So, the balloons fly up. And then, in the horizon, you see more of the pink mist gathering in swirls and eddies. Nothing really pops in and out of them. They just kind of like seem like they've always been there. All of these clouds are pink mist.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's a lot of pink.
Jimmy is gonna just look around, just sightseeing as they're flying, basically. Kind of like peeking her head over the side. She's not actually leaning, she's just kind of peeking her head around, to look out, basically.
Maya's just leaning on the basket. Like, just like her upper party, not her entire far, like, whole entire, like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And Richard is just, maintaining his tools right now. Making sure that his bowstring is nice and ready. Properly taken care of while they have the chance and the respite.
Oh.
While he's just looking over the side with, he's just looking over the side with next to Jimmy as he does this.
So,
Art is just staring at the pilot of his balloon.
Helmina is gonna go over to the pilot, gently pat him on the back. So, are you comfortable doing this?
Oh no.
You seem to have forgotten the anchor earlier. Just
got
noticed that. It's gonna be okay. So,
panic.
don't worry, you'll do fine. Just keep on following the other balloon.
It's a little hard to focus when you're breathing down my neck, miss.
She's not. She's barely breathing as is.
I know, but he's just like being.
I know. That's
nervous.
terminology. She's like. She looks away and kind of walks off. Okay. Just be careful.
Art's just on the other side of the balloon, like, if something goes wrong, I am taking over. If something goes wrong, I am taking over. He's not saying anything, but you can see it in his eyes.
Oh, and Helmina's can fully see, like, that's what his plan is if something happens. She just wanted to fuck with the frog.
Damn.
You get the soap opera face as you go and fuck with him, and then it goes back to I'm taking over if something goes wrong.
And inside of Art's mind, already the next OTP has been formed.
Helmina's just gonna start whistling as she looks over the edge.
I love all of you guys. You know that.
Me too, Joe.
Opens.
All right. So
Pink mist. Why have you taken me?
Karma, I sent you
You
something.
got fucking Wizard of Oz into this bitch.
Yeah, he's writing a poem right now.
I just love the fact that I've got so many things to play with.
And you'll actually see, he's hovering very, very easily. He's not even using his hands.
Wait, are you? Oh, you're just in the broom outside.
Yeah, he's just on the broom. He's still connected the rope to the more experienced pilot's balloon, and he's just coasting with it.
A good decision.
It's literally you and me in the basket with Chester over there.
You and me,
His name
baby,
is
ain't
Duke.
nothing but mammals, so let's do it like
Yeah,
we do.
but like every single time I think about it, I just think Chester from Don't Starve.
I mean, fair, but like, he's Duke.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm just
Hi, Duke.
well, like,
Hadouken!
Don't
Okay,
you
where are we
fucking
going,
dare.
sir?
Lucky?
Hold on. Hold on.
I mean,
Lucky, I just noticed the fucking ferrets you sent me in DMs.
Sorry, I was trying to see which one of these maps is actually like.
I have ferret and sable gifts.
The first one you sent
look at
me
that
just
face.
screaming.
look at that face.
So,
Oh,
I am home.
oh.
the balloons set down right around in this bit of clear. Actually, in this ring right here.
I'm assuming we're gonna struggle. We're gonna have a difficulty landing.
Yeah. So,
Oh boy.
actually, the more experienced pilot lands smack dab in the middle, whereas the other one looks like he's about to land in the pond before making adjustments and then clumsily setting down here.
He's doing his best, and I'm proud of him.
She's gonna smirk and look over. See, you did fine.
Are you pat on the back as well? As an experienced flyer myself, you've definitely got potential. You just need to calm down. Easier said than done, I know, but you've got the skill. Just don't be so
So-
scared.
You're gonna hear a very lizard-like snickering.
Oh,
Undead lizard snicker.
Undead lizard snicker.
Okay. And once again, for the record, your icon isn't small. That's just how big the tiles are.
Tiles are huge.
Tiles are indeed huge.
Big.
Yeah, I mean, it still serves a purpose because it's still 5
I
feet.
forget how to spawn my
metal.
token.
Since we don't have an anchor technically for this one, Holmina's just gonna hop outside and just hold the balloon in place. If that's okay. At least until we have everybody down.
Oh my god, I just made a
No, no,
realization.
no. See, what happens is as soon as it lands, all of a sudden, Duke just kind of like shakes.
I-
Huh?
how do I place it?
No, I got you. I got you.
Okay,
I'm putting you
okay.
all in.
Okay.
Harps out
Duke
an
kind of
anchor.
like shakes Art off,
Ah!
and then literally like grabs a rope in its maw, and then leaps out of the basket to be used as an anchor.
Let's go, Duke! Ingenuity! You can tell he's done this one too many times.
Oh, good. Oh god,
There's
Jimmy's gonna be.
Richard.
Richard's already on the board.
Oh, is he now?
Yes.
Hi.
Ah, yes,
Move him now.
yes, learn.
It's an imposter.
Where
Is the imposter a mogul?
A second
No.
Richard appears.
Then Maya. Yeah, imagine that. A second Richard.
But
Hey,
Jimmy's
Where's my-
gonna be really nervous when we land.
Okay.
So is Richard. But
Art's just reveling in the fact that he's
Word.
back at this masterpiece of his own creation.
actually, after he finished maintaining his weapons, he specifically pulled out the piece of a piece of wood and started whittling on it.
Shield.
I do want to make note, Holmina is going to be much more alert here, just because she doesn't trust the Fae here.
Fair
Which I think that's kind of a fair thing.
Yes, it's a very fair thing.
I built this place. I don't fear them. I probably should, but I don't.
Oh shit, it's the wisdom rats.
Well, good for you. I do.
Ah.
She's not gonna draw her weapon, by the way. She's just gonna be like definitely more aware than normal. Or at least try to be more attentive.
Palming the pommel?
Palming the pommel and definitely like looking back and forth every so often.
Sorry, I had to be for a second. My family's
So
going
more
to
actively aware.
Okay.
You all land. You pop out of your various baskets, and then as you do, the two pilots immediately start making preparations to leave.
Has
And
Duke
Megara?
let go yet?
Say again?
Has Duke let go of the rope yet? Since they're
Yes.
acting
As soon as you got off and nobody else, aside from the frogs, were inside of the basket, Duke let go.
So he's just floating up slowly, trying to figure out how to take off again.
Well, I had him held down, like I was gripping onto the basket until he was ready.
Ah, I see.
So I was holding it in place.
Yep.
Damn.
But yeah, you notice they start
What do you
making
mean, damn?
preparations
Would have
to
been funny to watch him float away.
preparations to leave. Anybody saying anything or just letting them go?
Yeah.
Fly safe. Don't die.
Jimmy waves. She's figured that these guys are not going to stay around here too long.
Thanks for the help.
Understood. Then they finish the preparations, and then
I don't know if you heard what I said, did you?
What was it?
Richard just called, thanks for the help. Getting here.
Of course. Now, pardon us, but we're not exactly allowed to stay.
That's fair.
Sylvie.
Hope you have a safe trip back at least, or such.
Of course, of course. Even the young one knows how to get back home from here.
Mm.
I heard that. Good.
He is trying his best. He has potential. He's just gotta stop being so scared.
I'd be less scared. I'd be less scared if the scary dragon lady let go of my basket.
She lets
They're
go.
holding you down. You don't have an anchor.
She lets go just flat out.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Don't die.
How are they going to land without an anchor? Oh god.
They've done this before.
They will land amusingly.
So you're telling me that they know how to land without an anchor, but they struggle to fly? What kind of...
Those are the skills you can
Oh,
learn.
are
when
you
you're-
talking about the newbie?
Yeah, newbie.
Ah, yes. Don't worry.
Okay.
Specifically, I'm saying don't worry because the moment that they're off the ground and a good while away, a pink mist appears around them. You hear the more experienced one starts cursing as the younger one starts going, "Oh god, oh god, oh god!" And then it cuts off as they both vanish into the fog.
Just,
Well, we're not
I'm
seeing them again.
They just got bored.
Jimmy just watches this and like kind of scared in a sense of things.
So which way do we go?
Arturius.
She's gonna. I was about to say.
So,
So, going to explain now that this right here is a tent that was utilized by you and your crew when building this place. You weren't really
there.
It's still there for whatever reason. And inside, or in the center of this lake area right here, you see a remarkably familiar fountain.
It was either going to be here or here, so.
A 20-foot stone statue of marble, decked out in gold trim, with Arturius holding an orb in his right hand as he looks imperiously at the statue, at the castle, at his finest work. And little spout of water coming from the orb, and making a little tiny rainbow as the water dissipates and then lands in the lake around him, or pond, I should say.
Into the pedestal is also carved all of the names of the workers that helped to build it, not just art.
Jimmy gives a slight shiver in response to where they currently are, and she's looking around a bit nervous.
You don't see anybody. The fuck are you?
Does this strike me as odd? Is it supposed to be quiet out here?
It does strike you as odd, actually.
Okay. It's not normally this quiet. Something's going on.
Well, if Spill is not here, then,
Also, I don't understand why one of my construction tents is still up down there.
Your construction tents?
Yes. I did build this place after all.
Was that supposed to be taken down?
It was. That's why I'm confused that it's there again. I swear we took that one down.
Wait, is Ozzy still with us?
Sure, there's nothing inside. Hold on. Did I leave goods behind?
Is CeeLo here with us?
Yes.
Okay. Just double checking.
It's not letting me grab Duke.
Oh, that's odd. 1 second. Let me try to fix that. Oh,
I mean, it doesn't really
damn.
matter, but,
Excuse me.
Duke's just gonna chase a butterfly in a circle then if I can't make him follow me.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna slowly start making my way towards that tent. Just because I'm like, why is it there? It shouldn't be.
Jimmy kind of falls
okay,
lightly.
give me
Oh
a
boy.
second. Give me a second, because
My
I'm
character's
going
gonna
to
slowly follow as
save
well.
that setting. Okay, you can move him now.
Yay!
Does anybody else have any tokens they can't control?
I'll find out in a second.
We strut. Hey, plug walk.
I cannot move my shield.
1 moment.
I am now at the door of the tent.
Controlled by Twig. Okay. Save settings. There you go.
Yeah.
I knew I forgot something. Duke needs a nameplate. Okay. Alright. Let me just pop this up. So, the flaps of the tent are open, and inside you actually see several people talking to each other rather heatedly, but the words don't seem to leave the tent. And upon closer inspection, they seem to be arguing over some kind of parchment with a picture on it.
Do they look like they're my workers, or are they...
Actually, yes, you do remember them. They weren't the ones that you brought in with you, though. They were ones that were hired locally in order to help you get a better lay of the land.
Alright, since I recognize them, I'm just gonna strut in and say, "Gentlemen, what's going on?"
One of them, so there's a couple of men and women who look like they either are elvish or fey in nature.
Then I'm going to change that to something gender neutral. I just can't
yes.
for the moment.
And one of them is a bear in a top hat.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Bear in the top hat. Yes. Yes. It's a shame he doesn't have that red scarf anymore. What do I hear when I step through the threshold?
You were able to hear them in the middle of arguing, and it seemed that they were arguing about something involving the castle.
Ooh, my food is here. I'm gonna be right back.
Okay.
Yep, my stomach's hurting. I need 2 moments.
Something about something about what areas which in terms of rooms. But it's a little difficult to understand because you came in halfway.
Hello. What is happening? Also, good to see you all again. It's been a while.
Oh. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Bodger! Lord Bodger! What? Says the bear as he looks up from the blueprints. Isn't that the architect?
I made those blueprints.
The bear reaches up and adjusts a monocle. Leans in closer. I think it is.
Why?
Odd.
Who else could it be? There's a 20-foot statue of me in the pond. Of course it's me.
I mean, he's got a point, you know. I mean, yes, but have you ever met another Aetherborn?
No, there's like
True.
2 of us, and the other one is probably dead by now.
I mean, how was I supposed to know that you were you?
Well, how would I not be me? Have you met another Aetherborn?
I thought I met one!
You met me!
Yes, apparently I did!
I hired you!
Yes, apparently you did. We're still waiting on the cash, by the way.
What? I thought I paid you already. What?
You left the payment to Zybilna.
That does sound correct. Oh, have they not paid you yet?
We're not finished, apparently.
What do you mean you're not finished? It's a masterpiece.
Decorating.
What kind of decorating? Interior decorating? Gardening?
Yes.
Landscaping?
Yes.
Oh, lovely.
We're trying to decide which garden is supposed to be for her pet dragon, whereas we're also trying to decide which of the many rooms we're supposed to be putting her family when they come over, amongst other things.
Well, wasn't the family supposed to be kept in the point furthest away from their chambers? I thought I was asked to design that specifically so that they didn't have to deal with the in-laws.
Yes, but the view from the from said chamber is too nice.
It's too nice? That was the worst view the castle had.
It's still too nice.
Well, my apologies, but they have exquisite taste. There's only so much we can do.
We were thinking of somehow adding a basement, but we're not exactly too sure how well that will go out.
There's in one of the atriums, I think I called them on the schematic, those like round ones on the side here, as he points to the one on the like right of the like bottom piece. You could probably build some sort of housing in there and just like put it against the wall and have a window face into the wall so that there is no view, but there's a window.
Which one?
The like bubble off of the right side of the big garden circle we're in.
This bubble off to this one?
Yeah.
Wait. Okay.
It's not letting me ping for some reason, but yeah, that one on the right side.
Unfortunately, that is one of the 2 areas we're trying to decide where to put Zybilna's dragon. Yes, it's rather taken with both of them, but we can't give them both of them.
What breed of dragon were they again?
Yes.
Yes? That's quite the interesting breed of dragon.
Yes, she bred it herself. Take that what you will.
Oh yes. Did the parents?
Homina's
of said
gonna
dragon
raise a
hail
brow.
From the north, or did they hail
Homina's
from the south?
background.
Jimmy
What the
kind of
fuck
like
you mean a custom breed of dragon?
We don't know.
as Artorias is bickering back and forth, Jimmy's kind of goes up to Artorias and tugs at his scarf, going, "Is everything okay?"
Apparently, the client wants changes to the schematic, which is already constructed.
Yeah, hold on. The bear raises both of his paws, and suddenly a small bit of mist appears over the table, and you actually see an image of what the dragon looks like. This
Oh my
is
god!
Abilna's dragon.
That's a Jabberwock!
It is called the Jabberwock.
How much do they cherish this one?
Quite a lot.
Then put them in the one closest to the castle so that it's easier for them to get to them.
Homina's
We
just staring
thought
at the
of
thing.
that.
She's like she gives a look of disgust.
Like, this is a dragon?
Exactly. That's what's going through her mind. Is like,
Also,
thing?
if that's the case, if we put them in the atrium that's closest to the building, we could put the in-laws out in the one that's furthest, and that one overlooks thither, if I'm not mistaken, and thither isn't exactly the most sightly of places.
True.
And that would tackle the bad view as well as tackling the having a good place for their pet.
We'll have to consider that. Now, where do we put Envy and Wrath? Oh, I don't know. Do we have to decide that now? It's been ages.
Envy and Wrath, hold on. Are there new residents? I don't recall those names from when I built the place.
Give me a second. Let's see. Wrath is... They are two of the guardians for Zabilna's castle alongside the dragon.
Oh, I see.
We cannot keep them in the same area or else they start killing each other.
Did I... Hold on. I seem to have made a flaw in this schematic. Either that or we have an outdated copy on this table here. I thought that I'd said to build chambers for them in the two towers towards the front. That way they both could still do their job, but they're kept apart.
The Jabberwock took particular shine to the towers. So now we're trying to make decisions. It's difficult.
Am I allowed to draw on the map?
Go for it.
Okay. I just want to ask before I do it, as Art pulls a pen out of his pocket, like a really over-the-top fancy pen. Well, if their pet likes to be towards the front of the castle, perhaps we could build a sort of perch out around here. I drew it on the map right
Yeah,
here.
I see it.
As like a little pergola or like a balcony or something for them to sit atop. That way people could still get in and out of the castle and they'd have a perch above the door.
Forward these plans to Zabilna. Finally! Can we get something to eat too? It feels like it's been ages. Fine. And one of them rolls up the blueprints and starts rushing out.
Oh.
Now,
That should hopefully do the
did
trick.
you bring a new crew? Are you here for another project?
We are actually here on unrelated business. Although I'm glad I could be of assistance. My heavens, my tongue is not working with me today. He says slyly,
You don't have
as
a
he
tongue.
does not have a tongue. But no, we were sent to speak with Sibilna about another matter, actually. I was just very shocked to see one of the construction tents still up, given construction finished how long ago now? Initial construction, rather.
A good while now, though. Years don't really matter to us.
Yes, time here is very strange. Turns out 50 years had passed when I went back to my home. Nobody remembered me.
Time is different in the Fey realms, after all.
Just
Now
a little
then,
bit.
you wish to see Zabilna.
Yes, actually. If that one hadn't run off with the blueprint, I was going to potentially ask to use that as an inn, but they're already gone.
Well, I will lead you as far as I can. Wait, you're going to see Zabilna, Sabaja? Yes. After all, we need to get paid. A contract is a contract. And then as one, they just repeat the words as if part of a prayer or something.
A contract is a contract! I will not stand for such artisans not getting paid. I will help you. Let us go!
Very well. Now, where are those 4 troublemakers?
Or
Pippin!
Would I recognize what they mean by that?
Mary! Yes, you would recognize that they're looking around for 4 badgers.
Oh, the badgers are still here. It's been quite a while since we've seen them.
Mary, Samwise, Frodo, where are you?
I knew.
Yes, I
God
know.
damn it. God damn it.
And as one, each of them actually starts popping out of the ground, having been burrowed underneath.
It's now time for Art's protagonist arc.
So pop, pop,
Arma.
pop, pop. Yes.
Writing all of this down.
The book of grudges.
The Book of Grudges.
It's being filled.
I just imagine page 1 of the notebook is, I met a madman today. He spoke of pink clouds and random teleportation, and now there's a work crew that he'd worked with claiming that he built the palace of a deity in the Fey realms. Who is this man?
There's a lot.
He doesn't always drink because he can't. But when he does, he drinks Dos Equis.
Yes.
Didn't you just buy Artorias and she's kind of just holding on to his scarf that's dangling on the back slightly?
At some point, when you initially tugged on that, his head just kind of jerked back a little bit, and you got a little bit of like a. Even though he doesn't have a throat and doesn't need to breathe, he was just playing it up because he could. He's just playing it up because he could, but after that, he kind of just pulled you into his side.
Okay.
Like casually during
If
that. While
anybody
he was talking with them.
What
is
happened
paying
on
attention.
Loco?
Oh, what happened was basically Artorias was talking about blueprint plans with a giant bear with a top hat and a monocle.
That's still a bit ahead of before I left.
It was just basically plan talking. Right now, the bears agreed to take us as far as he can go to see Zabilda.
Yeah, so pretty much we landed, the frogs said their farewells and took off. Art commented on the fact that, one, his statue still looks fucking incredible, which is out in the middle of the pond. It's weird for it to be this quiet around the gardens, and then he realized that the tent over at the bottom where we all are now is one of his construction tents. So I went to go see what's going on, and they needed help working on a schematic for the building, so I helped. Because it was my schematic that they were trying to alter, and how dare they alter my work without my consent? So I fixed it myself!
Understand.
And then proceeded to say that you'll help them.
They're expert stonemasons, and they haven't been paid for their work. They better get paid! I taught them everything I know!
Right.
I will not stand for them to not get paid.
Just a heads up, I think
Hey, man.
Richard is AFK still. So
It might be.
I think he did go AFK for.
Hey, yo, Richie Rich, you there?
He's getting food, I think, because he's actually hungry. I picked that up when you guys were talking. So he's away. He's away getting food.
Understood.
I amaze myself some days with how much better I've gotten at improv since I started doing RP stuff. Because like, holy fuck, all of that
anybody
off the top of my head.
is paying attention,
Yes.
Ozzy is not running out of ink as he writes. It just flows.
The ink must flow.
The ink must flow.
He doesn't even have an inkwell out. He's just writing.
But
I just had a very ornate fountain pen that I used in the inkwell on the table.
So I'm going to wait until our merry members have returned with food. Feel
So,
free to continue doing. Yes.
oh,
Any
so
questions
this
so
is
far?
no. So this is just kind of more side talk than anything at the moment.
This was side talk technically, considering that, but it was also a means of establishing you guys a way in.
Mhm.
If you guys had ignored the tent and gone further, there would have been possibly other things. But
Yeah, fair.
I mean, we can technically say that we walked over there while this is happening.
But it's
we're
one of those
walk-
cases we.
shoot.
Okay, fair.
No, go ahead.
It's just a fun case that we don't know when he's coming back. Sorry deal.
And we're
You left
walking.
Artorias behind.
Good.
I am staying with my people.
I am trying to grab the piece, not draw.
Got him.
Thank you.
And
Don't
we're
forget to erase that.
walking, and we're walking, and we're walking.
So
And we're
surely
drowning, and we're drowning.
Oh wait, hold on.
Hallway.
There's something that I need to do.
drowning.
There's something that I need to do. 1 second. Where did I put it?
Mhm.
Yes! 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 Ponder the orb!
Oh God.
No.
No.
Ponder.
No.
No.
Hey, Bip.
What?
The orb in the hand of the statue is incredibly shiny and catches your eye. Do with this
Shiny?
information what you will.
You're a
Tiny?
hummingbird, not a raven.
There's still a bird. All birds like shinies.
Yes, it's shiny and looks like an eye that's staring at you.
Creepy.
Creepy.
Have you never seen those scarecrows?
No.
No.
There's a type of scarecrow where it actually looks like an eye, because birds are always afraid of large eyes due to a majority of their predators having large eyes.
So it's just a really big eye.
Basically.
Oh my god.
So
Oh.
we're in Mordor, basically. Got it.
Basically. Be right back.
Okay.
And we got Frodo and
We do have Frodo, one of the weasels.
This is somewhat off topic, but I was looking at the little quirks Clockwork Soul Sorcerers have. You know, that could kind of show that that's what they are.
Yeah.
And I could figure out a way where I could have 3 of them on the chart. Would you like to hear my plotteries?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, so these 3 specific quirks that I'm specifically looking at are spectral cogwheels that hover behind me, the hands of a clock spinning in my eyes, and the ticking of gears or the ringing of a clock just being heard. So my thought process is take care of one for appearance wise. Like the one I would actually take would be the cogwheels, the spectral cogwheels, because those are fucking cool. They're sick as shit. So That's the one I would actually take. My character, be a changeling. Therefore, appearance-wise, I could do the hands of the clock and the eyes, because funky changeling moment.
Funky changeling moment.
So, that's 2 right off the bat. Then, thaumaturgy. To do the ticking of gears. Bada bing, bada boom. I can have 3 quirks because I am creative, because I have been given time to think about this.
Yup.
And I am making it an actual character because, by God, do I want to play it.
I still can't get over the fact that like during the talk you just casually like as Jimmy was like behind you, you just casually just push her to your side, basically. Artorias.
What? What's up?
I can't get the image out of my head of just like Jimmy was just behind you and as you're talking you just put your hand behind grabbing Jimmy's back and just pushing her up and just kind of keeping her to your side.
It was like side hug, like come here.
Come here.
The fuck did I get back to?
I'm back.
Side
Oh,
hug,
hey,
come
welcome
here.
back.
You missed
Hello.
out on
Also-
Artorias being Artorias.
I
Nice.
just read the worst thing fucking ever, and I can't say anything about it while you're streaming, and it is the worst. I hate this.
Understandable.
I hate that I have read this. And I
need to
like
go-
it's so bad that I have to make other people suffer this as well. It's so bad.
So yeah, apologies it took me. My stomach acted up for a minute, but
No, you're fine.
I thought we were getting something to eat.
no.
You I thought it was you were hungry. I misheard that. I bet.
No, I think that was that was Twig.
That was
Yeah.
me too. I had
Ah.
food delivered.
Same
Okay,
here.
so I got mixed up between the two basically. Okay.
Alright,
But
Why
yeah,
is there the Jabberwock handout?
Because that is their pet.
that is
That is Zabilna's pet dragon.
Yo, that's cool as shit.
So, if anybody's curious about what the hell I just read and why I hate it, it's in memes for days. It has to be a troll account. I really hope it's a troll account. I
Alright,
really hope
alright,
it's not serious.
All right. Are we all
Right.
back?
Yes.
Okay. Quick roll call. CeeLo.
Yeah.
Okay. 7. Viral.
Let me check.
Lynn.
Hi.
Oogie.
Hi.
Cotton.
Greatness.
Twig.
Food.
Excellent. Karma. Karma.
Karma?
I guess Karma's not here.
Game's over.
Fuck.
Fuck, the DM's not here. I guess we gotta
God,
I don't
it's like you're legally allowed to leave.
While he's not here, let's just talk shit
Leave.
about him and then record it. No.
Oh
No.
my god.
Game's over. Good game, everyone.
Okay. Let's
All right. Let's keep it rolling. So, quick recap because a couple of you weren't here. I didn't realize you weren't here. You guys arrived? Art noticed that there was a tent that was used for his construction workers, still up. No sound was coming from it. And there was no sign of life around you aside from the flourishing plants around you. Art went to check on it, and inside were a bunch of people arguing over the blueprints of the castle. There were people that Art had hired when he was here as local talent in order to help him build the place. One of them being a talking bear. And apparently the leader of the group.
As
I
one
love
does.
that.
As one does.
And I keep on forgetting his name, even though it's right there. It's Bodger, Mr. Bodger.
Bodger.
I love Mr. Bodger.
Yes. So, a little bit of back and forth over what's going on with why they're arguing. Artorias helped, and Bodger had someone run the plans to Zabilna. Then he asked Artorias, "What the fuck are you guys doing here? Are you here for another build project?" Artorias is like, "No. Why are you still here?" "Well, going over this. Also, we haven't been paid yet." "That's not right. A contract is a contract."
And now Artorias is angry because these people are artisans that he trained. And they didn't get paid for the art that they made.
Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Literally, I think, because these are the ones that actually made the
Help make
statue.
the statue as well. Yeah.
In any case, some proper nouns are dropped. Specifically, there's a pet dragon called the Jabberwock, or named Jabberwock. We're not exactly too sure which. And it happened to like the towers that are currently housing two of the guardians named Envy and Wrath. There wasn't a lot of talk on who or what the guardians were, or why they were named Envy and Wrath, only that they existed. And they exist in the towers that are, if you're looking at the map, here, and on the right, here.
Mhm.
So, a little more talk. Art provided some feedback, made some suggestions, and now Bodger is helping you guys get into the castle. And he summoned his 4 awakened badgers, which are named after certain halflings. Or hobbits, depending on what you're talking about.
What are their names? I need to know.
Pippin, Merry, Samwise, and Frodo.
Wonderful. I hope so.
Yes, they're Mr. Bodger's fabulous badgers.
Ballin'.
And as he called for them, each one popped out of the ground. And when they do, they're looking around rather frightenedly. "Whatever is the matter, you fool?" And then in a childlike voice, because of course they sound like children. "Well, while you was arguing, Mr. Bodger, sir, this pink fog kept on coming in and out, and people started vanishing, so we was hiding."
What?
"People were vanishing, you say?" Mm-hmm.
In the castle.
Round here.
That pink fog just so happens to be why we're here.
Yeah.
We also thought we saw some dark things, but then they vanished, so we don't know.
Dark things?
Shadows.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy. This is going to be
For the
fun.
record, all of them have shadows, before you ask.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
So
my
they're-
notes.
I was assuming they did, given that you didn't ask us to roll perception.
How's Sparky doing, by the way?
Still feeling weak.
How's the shadow doing?
Still a bit light. If it's improved, it's barely perceptible.
We're going. I'm like, huh. Can a shadow in my book? I'm like, can a shadow kill a god?
Oh my god.
Are you saying this out loud as you write?
No.
Okay.
Well, the more important thing is, can a shadow kill a like greater fae?
I guess we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah.
As he walks along and leads you towards the castle, he starts pointing out a few things. The ring of circles over there
is a teleportation circle, you see. It was originally one of the only means of coming to and fro. Aside from balloons or some other means of access.
Good night.
Now,
Curious, does Jimmy has any memory regains with being here?
That's a good question. Intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence saving throw. No.
No.
you don't know shit.
Yeah, no, I'm having shit rolls today. Like
Art-
straight up.
Oh. By the way, Art hasn't let go. My piece wasn't actually with you, but Art has not let go yet. So you are still with me.
He's just holding Jimmy to his side, basically.
We talked about this in private. I am not letting you go through this alone. I'm also going to be a total ass and point out all of the intricacies of the fucking building.
You see that, Jimmy? I made that. I made that.
I made that, and I carved that block by hand, and ooh, this one's really cool. If you were to pull that one out of the wall, there was a signing on the back that says Artorias was here.
Okay, let's just go.
Moving on. Mr. Bodger points out this fountain right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Fountain of Awakening. All animals that drink from it become intelligent. It is something that Zybilna created in order to get more help. Some animals took to it better than others.
I've got a question.
Mm-hmm.
This is purely out of character question.
Mhm.
What would happen if Duke tried to drink the water?
Jesus.
I'm not going to make him try to drink the water. I just
That's a
wanna
thought.
know.
No, that's a thought.
That's a big brain move.
I'm just curious more than
That-
anything.
Is a good question.
The chest
on.
would become awakened.
Next question. I mean, they're kind of already like.
I'm curious what
There's no
happened if I
talking.
drink it.
Probably nothing.
And then
Probably.
he leads you across. Points out the rose garden.
That walled area right there is Zybilna's favorite rose garden. It has some guardians, obviously, but the spiders within are fine seamstresses who work very well with the canvas that they are given.
All right.
And finally, the castle.
How do we erase the lines? Because am I able to do that? I can't find an eraser. Oh, thank you.
What line?
Thank you.
Don't see any.
There's also a line by the tent, but we ignore that.
No, there isn't.
In any case.
Jimmy
Let
kind
me
of just
just-
looks up at the castle.
And then, as you approach the great doors, all of a sudden you hear this horrendous roar that seems to shake the very ground and the ground and walls. And I
Jimmy,
have to go over here.
Jimmy's
Someone's
gonna grab both Sparky and Artorias
Mm-hmm.
in their response to the roar.
I mean, he's gonna tilt her head down as if in pain from the loud noise.
And then, crawling out from over the parapets, you see the Jabberwock peeking out from over it with its long neck and looking down at all of you.
Hello, little one. You've grown quite large.
Holmeen is just staring at this ugly thing.
Oh, hush up,
Sister.
you overgrown lizard. We are guests.
it crawls along the wall and down the wall, clenching to it as it brings its head closer to Mr. Bodger, all 4 of his badgers hiding behind him. It leans in, snarls at him, and Bodger takes his paw and gives him a mighty bitch slap across the face.
Oh!
Okay, Will.
Jimmy
I
just-
respect that guy or person.
It's
Bear.
a bear.
So the head goes whipping back, and you just hear this whimper as it starts crawling back up.
Oh.
Is that conventional?
Hardly. But I have no patience for the bloody thing.
They never used to be that overbearing when they were little. I guess is that like a nature thing?
I don't know. This is actually more of a recent thing.
Noted.
Recent thing?
Someone write that down.
Everyone
mean,
aside from aside from Richard, give me a perception roll.
Richard just automatically passes.
Richard does not exist perception-wise.
14.
Friendly reminder, he does still have disguise self active. I don't know if that.
Fuck. At least not in that one.
Yo!
First
So, yeah.
nat 20 of the night!
No, that's the
As a
second one.
second.
Is
I
it?
got 20
No, the
twice
first.
today.
I got a dirty
That's the
one.
second nat
Oh,
20
that's
today.
right.
Art's second nat 20 of the day, and
I only rolled nat 20s today.
of note, Richard does still have his hood up.
Why
he
the
does still
hell
have
is it not
gloves
letting
on
me
right now,
roll?
but
I don't know.
it's not gonna matter in a hot second.
There you go.
My lordy, you guys.
I'm not paying attention.
I'm the least of your worries right now.
I am deep in my book.
So, Jimmy, Arturius, Maya, and obviously Richard, you would have noticed that the Jabberwock had a very faded shadow.
Oh no.
Fuck. Like I don't even need to roll.
Oh, that. Jimmy's gonna look at Sparky once more. Kind of just
Hold on, could you
double
repeat
checking
what we
him
saw?
at this point.
Sparky's just like laying on your shoulders, and it's just kind of like,
Does she notice the shadow? Probably.
yeah. I mean, it's not as faded as the Jabberwocks.
Yeah. Oh no. There's probably a good reason why.
No wonder it's acting different.
Yeah,
Hmm?
it's hurt.
What do you mean it's
Shadow.
hurt? It looked
Fading.
fine.
Its shadow is fading.
Oh.
That's
Hmm.
not good.
That's a problem.
A problem that we'll have to deal with later. For now, shall we?
I don't understand this shadow business.
To be honest,
still-
neither do we.
Sentient shadows have been attacking a lot of folks lately, and a big sign if someone is gone and is just being possessed by a shadow is the lack of shadow they have.
Understood. I'll pretend I understand it.
If you
Just
see
look for
somebody
the
who
smoke.
does not have a shadow, end them.
No shadow equals bad.
Understood. Well then.
Placing his paws right on the door, he gives a mighty heave and forces the doors to swing back.
I'm not the one that has to open the doors for once.
Art,
1 second.
this is going to piss you off.
Why is it going to piss me off? What's happened?
Those are pull doors.
Those
That
doors
pisses
are
me off.
always a pain to get through.
Those are pull doors. What did you do to the doors?
You mean they're not always this difficult to open?
You're supposed to pull on them!
They open the other way.
They open outwards,
Sir.
like every
That's
exterior door ever!
That explains the damage to the sides.
Holmina's just gonna walk through before this gets
Exterior
more
doors
destructive.
Open outwards!
Art,
Art?
I get it.
I'm
Later.
just going inside.
Art? Art later!
We have more important things to deal
I
with
know,
than
but that's going to have to get repaired!
at a later date.
Later!
My masterpiece!
Also, I thought that
Later!
don't exterior doors open inwards all the time?
Cry about
No,
it.
the castle doors open outwards.
Okay.
Come on.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Come on,
You
guys.
caused our resident architect to have a stroke.
Jimmy's
If he can even have a stroke.
He doesn't
Are
have
you
a
even
home.
able to have a stroke? She looks
I-
back to Art.
I can have an aneurysm.
We'll have to test that theory at some time.
Well, I mean, you're already pushing it.
What's that? Push this one.
No! No! Pull! That is a
No,
pull
go
door!
ahead. Go ahead. Push it. I want to see where this goes.
Please,
He pushes
push
it open.
Ah!
Art, would you like some calm emotions?
Jimmy is
Emotions
just
work on
like
everyone?
her
Yes.
fingers are in
Wait,
her
hold on.
ears currently because she's
Holmina's
directing.
hiss laughing.
Art, would you like some calm
Yeah,
emotions?
they do. Okay.
Jimmy has her fingers in her ears currently because
Art's
she
gonna
is
reach into
directly
his
next.
bag, and he's going to pull out
Okay.
a bunch of stickers that say push and pull. Every time he sees a door from this point forward, he's putting the correct sticker on the door.
In what
Oh
language?
my god!
In a couple languages, it would be in Common and in Fey.
Hmm.
Leftovers from when he built the place, because the other workers couldn't comprehend Common.
Bodger takes a look at the picture, at the stickers.
Hmm.
Is
What
it
do they
another pull
say?
sticker?
Can you not read either language?
I'm a bear. I
Yes.
understand
Woken bear.
pictures.
What does the sticker say?
They say push and pull, respectively.
No, what does this specific sticker in front of us say?
I haven't put it on the door yet.
Okay.
But you can very clearly tell by the hinges. This was another pull door.
Holmina
Looks
is
like a
gonna
push
use
door to me.
Holmina's gonna use her like short range telepathy just to say push.
No, it's already been pushed open.
Oh, it has. Okay.
It's already broken.
All right. Cool.
Whoa.
So, just waiting for Art to answer his damn question. Would you like calm emotions? I'm going to make an executive decision and say I think you would like it.
Art's eyes are like a mixture of fury, disgust, and pure disappointment.
That's
all
how I
at
felt
once.
with the fucking dragon thing earlier. That's
That and
exactly how I felt just
confusion.
looking
Come
at that
on!
Ah, for disappointment, of course.
Art's not having a good time, man.
thing. Frustra-appointment.
Come
Frustra
on!
I'm going
appointment.
to go with an executive decision and say you probably might need it.
Cast it. Cast that spell.
Open the doors the way the doors.
Yeah, I'm going to cast.
Oh, hold on.
No,
hold on,
I'm casting calm emotions.
Hold on. I forgot to do this. One
Yes,
second.
please.
That one helped me install the doors. How did that
It will prevent you from screaming my ears out.
I'm screaming away from the microphone. By the way, I really hope it's not too loud.
No,
Not
it's
too
not.
loud.
It's just Jimmy's response is her hands are in her like her fingers are in her ears currently because
This is
she's like
the angriest you've ever
You
seen.
have been judged as too emotional.
Calm emotions. Calm the fuck down, please.
because Jimmy's kind of stuck next to
Calm
Artorias
your tits.
because he's holding her to his side slightly.
Could you post calm emotions, please?
I sure can. Give me un momento. Okay. Scrolling down.
You forgot Duke. You forgot Duke.
Nah, Duke's with the Badgers.
They've own.
Oh, there they are.
There they are.
There they
All right,
are.
The
let's get a
badgers
move
are
on.
riding atop Duke.
As they should.
God!
God damn it.
That's so
Oh
cute.
wait, I must wait. Since I consented, do I make a charisma saving throw?
No, if
Do
you
you
consent,
consent? Then you can fail. Like you can
Is-
automatically fail.
Got it. Okay.
Is anyone else? Is Bip affecting anyone else with strong emotions?
It's
Or
a radius, so yes.
calm emotions. It's a choice. It looks like. Oh,
Yeah.
humanoid.
Each
Oh,
No,
censored on a
each
point.
humanoid in a
Radius.
20-foot radius. So that would be Arturius. Actually,
Richard
it's the
was
entire
in
party.
range at the time.
The entire party, technically.
Okay, entire party.
Calm
Jamie's
emotion.
Yeah.
Let's stop getting worked up, please.
You just hear like a very like you hear a mimicry of a very deep inhale and then a sigh. He has no respiratory organs, yet he makes the
I rolled a
sound anyway.
4 and a 1. Wow.
You are calm as fuck, my good
You
sir.
are fucking baked.
Holmina doesn't even like resist, but nothing happens. She
It's a
just
20-foot
continues kind of
radius.
hiss
I mean, you're
chuckling.
already calm.
Yeah, I know. It's more so like in regards to just the entire thing. It was
Yeah, you're
still
just
funny.
vibing. You're just vibing.
Yeah,
So this
just
is a
vibing.
Christmas safe.
Oh, if you're choosing to resist the
She's
the,
slightly resisting. She's slightly resisting.
She's not resisting.
Oh,
If they open a door the other way, do I have to make a charisma save to like have the effect
to
maintained?
resist.
No, to have
Now-
the effect maintained.
No. Here's the thing. When you are affected by the spell, you become indifferent.
Oh,
Fuck.
Oof. Huh.
So, you know.
Everybody is
Alright.
now
How this calm
monotone.
emotions takes effect. Would it make sense for me to have like miscellaneous odds and ends in my in Duke?
Yes.
So Duke's gonna hobble on up to Art, and Art's gonna open the chest and pull out just the hinges and just set them at the door and just say, "I'll come back later," and walk away.
Oh my god.
You just picked up
Some
and left.
replacement hinges down right beside the door.
Wait, which way are we going?
We're falling
Picked
there.
up and left.
This way.
Here's the door.
Wait,
Wall.
wait. There's a
It has
wall
a
here.
door.
Okay, it has
Okay.
a door.
It has a door.
I'm just saying, I you know.
Oh.
whoever is being kindly.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Up to
What?
14E. Give me a second. Do I have to move you guys to another map just for 14E? Let's take a look. According to this, there is technically a door there.
Okay.
Okay,
Checks out.
got it. Yeah, I just,
No, I understand.
didn't know we were phasing through walls, you know?
Fuck walls. Fuck reality.
There's the doors. I drew in the doors. The doors are there.
Oh shit,
As the
look at the
architect,
doors.
I can edit the architecture as needed.
And he pushes that.
That one's a push door. That one's a push door.
Okay.
So he
He
pulls the
starts pulling it because you started making issues of it.
Wait. Okay.
I'm incapable of feeling emotion to that.
Yeah.
Imagine having emotions to it. Stay
Art
calm.
just turns.
Let's go.
Art just turns and looks Jimmy in the eye. Just turns back to the door. Nothing is said. Just the look says it all. Even under the affliction of calm emotions, he's still not happy.
I mean,
about
it only lasts us for a minute, from the looks of things. So
And then if I must, I'll cast it again if more issues are caused. If I fucking must.
But
Okay. Bit's over. I'm sorry.
This is a pull door.
this place is so big.
This is almost as bad as the respect the pottery bit.
let's
Uh,
Silence
continue.
speaks volumes.
But
Continue.
I said
Continue?
this is almost as bad as the respect.
No.
and
Someone else
honor
is
bit.
saying something.
Oh.
Who was saying? Who else was talking?
Okay, was.
I was just saying continue, please, because of that long fucking span
Yeah, I
of
just heard
silence.
miscellaneous oogie noises. I didn't hear words.
So,
Ah.
Bodger continues to lead you through the castle until eventually you get to the
Let's just do
central
that
area
task.
around here. So I'm just gonna like grab you all.
Oh god.
Yoink.
Yoink, because nothing important happens.
You forgot Artorias and Helmina.
Art
Uh,
is
yeah.
having a
They
breakdown.
were
Oh, that
staying
is
behind, looking
not-
at the fine architecture.
I designed the architecture.
Art is seething.
That's why calm emotions had to be cast.
You forgot Art still.
Wait,
No, they were under
yeah,
something.
No,
I didn't
And I
want
like
to
how the
drag the
chest
door.
is just in
the
the
door
void.
is just a picture. It won't come with.
Where are they?
Huh?
They're not in the
Huh.
void.
Successfully grabbed me now.
I moved myself.
Okay.
All right. And as you move on, you find. Wait, where? Oh, that's the one. A drow gentleman in robes, simply standing off and looking at the rather upset-looking architect who had come before you with the plans. And
are the walls
I'm-
supposed to be rubble like that?
Yeah, the place has seen better days. Like, it looks like this entire place was attacked.
What happened to my masterpiece?
What happened is something attacked Zybilna.
I suppose that makes sense given the current circumstances, but
What do you mean something attacked Zybilna?
Okay, let me put it in short, easy to understand words that even a small animal brain like yours can understand.
Damn.
Something from out there came in and tried to hurt Zybilna.
that small animal brain built the walls that you're being housed within. I wouldn't insult them so. At least I
Listen,
helped.
it's been a month, okay?
Do we know who attacked?
I got a fair
Well-
guess. Seeing how.
It was. It wasn't just one thing, I can tell you that much. It was a small horde of them. Shadows.
Mhm.
Only they had possessed several of the help and were using them as cannon fodder to get through.
Let's see.
The Guardians fought back and laid waste to them, as well as parts of the castle, but were affected. Where are my manners? I'm Martin. Or Martine, depending on who you ask. One of the three adventurers who helped rescue Zybilna a while ago. I've been given not so much ownership, but custody of the place.
Jimmy tilts her
Whenever
head
Zybilna's not
slightly.
here. Intelligence saving throw.
All of us?
No, just Jimmy, because this is a memory.
Fucking hell!
Oh,
Hilarious.
You think he looks familiar?
I don't like the fact that my fucking intelligence saving throws are shit!
Can I roll perception to see if the funny drow man has a glint of recognition in their eye?
I mean, you won't really have to.
Does he recognize them?
He's a bit of comments on it, I think.
I mean, to be fair, Jimmy at the moment is kind of somewhere behind Bodger.
Yeah.
She's kind of using Artorias and fucking Bodger as cover a little bit.
I am the funny shield boy.
Now, is there anything I can actually help you with? Because Zabilna's not to be found. She's healing.
Well, finding her is what we're here to do. So...
You and everyone else, apparently.
Well, yes. I mean, that is probably for good reason.
Well,
Because there's quite a few things askew at the moment, and Zabilna is the one who is apparently able to fix it.
Oh?
Pink fog.
It's a Witchlight Carnival.
Witchlight Carnival has sent us on their behalf to speak with them about a contract.
Mainly the problem with the pink fog.
Got it. Well, I can get in contact with her at the very least. One moment.
Jimmy's gonna kind of sneak away from Artorias and go over to Richard.
Huh?
Sneaky.
Martin just kind of glances over as he sees Jimmy try to sneak around.
Yep.
Huh? You look awfully familiar.
I get that a lot, apparently.
Where did you get that mask, young one?
My family gave it to me.
Odd. Well, I guess that much time has passed. Alright.
What?
Well, someone I knew had a mask like that, but guess they must have made a family of their own or something.
What's
or
their
they just
name?
have similar tastes.
What's their name?
Starts with a J.
Fuck! Tammy kind of like ruffles her hair, basically.
Your Highness!
Richard just puts a hand on her head.
Shut it! I will kick you!
I'd like to see you try!
What was it? Janie?
The tail just comes around and baps you. How about that?
Jimmy.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
Yeah.
It's been a while, though.
Homina turns to Jimmy.
Richard's just patting Jimmy's head right now.
No matter where you go, that main pro tag is.
Shut it!
No.
Something to investigate later.
I'm double miking!
Right? At the moment, we have our own problems that we must
That's fair. That's
request
fair.
help with.
You're double miking, oh my god!
mainly
Who
getting
is?
back from.
Homina's double miking!
Oh, just mute
You can just go
everyone.
to the last thing and just
Yeah, no,
turn
I
off
muted them.
both. Others can see or hear none, and then
God
both.
damn it! Hate this.
Twig, just turn off the ability to hear and
I
the
don't
thing.
know how.
While this is going on,
I just told you about
can Art just start repairing the walls?
He can.
Yes!
Sorry for double miking. I hope I fixed
You're
it.
fine. You're
Hold on,
fine.
let me
I'm
go to
mostly
my
being a
spells,
little
'cause
shit
this
about it,
is
don't
a
worry.
spell.
I mean, to be fair, they're usually a little shit, but we love them
I'm
for
always a
that.
little shit.
Wait, which one
So-
is it that I use to build walls? I forget which one it is.
Mold Earth.
No.
Alternatively, it's your ability.
Oh wait, is that a trait?
It's a trait.
It is a trait. Okay, so yeah, no, I just start like pulling walls out of the ground to fill in the spots where the walls.
He's earthbending.
No, I'm basically earthbending, but it's not mold earth, and it is a perfect wall that matches, and everything. And then the doors
What
appear.
the
as well.
hell are you doing?
I'm repairing my masterpiece.
Twig, I sent you how to fix it.
Thank you.
So, as you all
Okay,
are
then.
talking, Martine just waves a hand forward, and several fairies pop out from all over the place and start gathering. I need to speak with Zabilna. And they all nod and start flying in a circle until a glowing A glowing disc is made between them.
Just a way overly sexualized that.
What the fuck?
Yeah, CeeLo? Yeah, CeeLo?
Oh.
CeeLo?
CeeLo!
Hello?
Way
Hi.
over sexualized what?
Are you okay, Chief? You need to talk about something?
No, I put on I clicked on a random video for some
White
Ash.
boy goaded with the sauce, busting it down sexual
Huh.
style.
Huh. I think that
I shit you not. Hold on. Here.
No! I'm not
I
clicking
can-
on
I
that.
don't think we
Especially
need to know.
Listen, I gotta just prove myself real quick.
I don't. No, you really
No,
don't.
no, Oga's streaming. We can't do this.
Yeah.
History.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am streaming.
No.
So no,
No, it's-
audio stuff, please.
We like actually cannot do this. So no.
All right. So, in front of Martine, glowing circle, and through it, you see, and let me. Oh, good. She exists right here that I don't have to pull out a picture. Just pop that up. Layer, token.
Oh.
That's a huge bitch.
No, I just made it larger so it's easier for you guys to see.
Shut the fuck up.
We can see her?
You can see her through the glowing circle. It's
Big woman.
Zabilna.
Jamie is gonna grip up on Richard's cloak kind of tightly, seeing her.
Less.
She is slightly shaking.
Okay. As you see her, she actually looks weakened, tired. Her crown isn't on her head. Her hair is hanging limply, covering part of her face. You can't tell where she is, but for the most part, she sees only Martine at the moment. I told you I don't want to be disturbed. Some guests have come by in relation to the pink fog. The mist has been doing odd things, apparently. Would someone care to explain?
Art is too busy repairing the walls to talk.
It's
In my case, I was flying towards the Sword Coast, and I got swallowed by that pink fog, and now I'm here.
Anyone else?
It's been taking and moving people, apparently from around this area as well as just other places.
It's been gathering those unrelated.
Yes.
Without being summoned.
It's how most of us got to the Witchlight Carnival in the first place.
Transported us in our ship while we were crossing the sea looking for answers.
Unfortunately, I don't have control over the mist at the moment.
Who does?
Hopefully, no one. This is a part of Prismere from its inception. I gathered the mist to be both a method of transport and a method of protection. But I don't control it on myself, technically. I have it all anchored on an artifact. And in the ensuing fight recently, it was stolen from me.
There it is.
On the upside, not just anyone can wear it. Anyone who tries, well, they won't be wearing much of anything for a while. The issue is that so long as I'm not wearing it, the mist is free to do what it wants. And over the ages, it's developed a bit of a mind of its own.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
I can only think of 2 others who can even possibly control it aside from myself, and none of them are here in Prismere.
Who? Who are?
One
they
of
even?
them is an entity that doesn't stay in any one place for too long.
Homina's gonna look over to Jimmy again.
She's.
The other would be my husband.
Ah.
And he's off in the hells.
Jimmy's gonna look at Sparky.
Well then. I wonder.
Art from the distance, because he's like started paying attention as he finished repairing the back wall. Do you have any idea where this artifact may be?
Are you planning on retrieving it for me?
If it means that we can get back to what we were doing, that would probably be ideal, would it
Is
not,
that
everyone?
Artorias?
Yes, I'm fixing the walls. You're very fortunate. This is all still under warranty.
He was a part of our group and obviously made his way back here.
You're very fortunate it's still under warranty.
I've been waiting so long to say that.
Fuck.
I appreciate you.
Jimmy nearly let us snicker from that.
Warranty.
I'm seeing a number of familiar faces. Very well. If you retrieve my crown from me, I will grant you all a boon.
What?
A boon. A favor.
Okay.
That's how important this crown is.
I see.
Do not allow anyone else to take it. From what I can sense, it is likely somewhere in. I have to take a look at the thing. Okay, it wasn't. From what I can see, it is somewhere in the mountains of Yon. You'll be able to teleport there from the circle. Martine will be able to point you in the direction.
Okay.
Alright then. Any idea what we should be aware of in the area?
I wish I could say. Unfortunately, due to where I am right now, where I need to rest and recuperate, I no longer have eyes in Prismere.
Mm-hmm.
You will be able to find one of my assistants who can reach me once you're there. Though they haven't been answering any calls.
Wonderful.
That's concerning.
Now, if there is nothing else, I really must rest. That should be everything. Unless there was anything else?
Homing across the rooms.
We can get the rest from you, Martine.
Say that again.
We can get the rest of the relevant information from you, and then go best from there.
Understood. Well then, apologies for interrupting your rest, Sibilna. Of course. Rest well. Take care of things, and tell Arturius that they have been paid, they just keep on forgetting.
That does sound like them. That really does.
And with that, the fairies stop their flying in circles, and the circle of light dissipates. Bodger's just been helping out in fixing the walls. He's over here just carefully putting larger stone pieces in place so that there's a lot more material to work from.
Richard, you can just feel Jimmy's head kind of rests against you for a moment.
It's okay.
Which is the channel for like telepath? It's the party, right?
Mm-hmm.
No. Yes? No. Wait. Maybe. No, not.
If it's just telepathy, you could just send them a DM.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Richard.
Cotton, I hate that I'm looking at
feeling
this
down
thing
right
that you
now,
posted
just
in memes.
Patting her.
Do you see what I mean? I hate it so much.
Let's continue. I'm sorry. What were you saying, Varro?
I was just saying that for now, Richard just took a moment and, knelt down next to Jimmy and is just patting her back for a moment.
Jimmy's kind of ruffling up her hair once more.
He notably has, his hood up and his gloves on and all that, and he's doing his best to keep a lot from being visible. But, yeah. He still has this guy self-active mind, so he looks like a normal human right now.
But
unless Joe says otherwise.
Nope.
Or Kermit.
Normal human.
I love that we all call him Joe.
That's fine. It's part of my name.
It is indeed.
All right. So with this, considering what else I have planned for your visit here, we will call it for a pause.
Okay.